This podcast may contain offensive content. You have been warned. Hello everyone, and welcome to the Diecast podcast. I am your host and DM, Johnny. We are a 5th edition live play Dungeons & Dragons podcast, and we're currently in Season 5 doing Waterdeep Dragon Heist. Thank you for joining us. We are post-TCAF, post-D&D live event, The Descent. I hope everyone had a great time. If you got to go to either event, or if you got to watch The Descent on stream, I hope you had a great time watching it. What a great 2 weeks for nerdom, geekery, comics, D&D, everything we all love to hold close to our hearts. Hope everyone had a great time, and we are back from our break, back to the adventure, back to this fireball that has gone off in the alley. Thank you so much for joining us. As always, you can find us on Twitter at Diecast Podcast. Please give us a follow, send us a tweet, let us know how you're doing on any app that plays a podcast. Please subscribe, leave a rating and review. It helps us out a ton. And of course, on YouTube, Diecast Podcast, and on our own website, www.flyinglizardstudio.com. We are glad to be back. We are glad to be playing D&D once more as we get into the longest day. And we will see you at the break. Hello everyone, and welcome to the Diecast Podcast, Season 5, Episode 8. This may not be the previous episode. We had some Rat Time Gutter Runners Guild adventures, and we are back into dealing with this fireball that has gone off in Trollskull Alley. Welcome back, everybody. It is springtime. It is beautiful out. Post-Easter. Pre-Game 7 for, by the way, thank you to everyone who sent in messages about the D&D fans who also love hockey out there. We get a few supportive Toronto Maple Leaf messages.
Crossover.
Yeah, it's quite funny. So we'll see if we continue to record episodes over games as they happen or
and
not.
Again, I had nothing to do with the loss whatsoever.
No, it's Drake's fault.
It is Drake's fault. It's not my fault. I tried to encourage them to be better.
What we need is Drake to show up in Boston with a Boston Bruins jersey on.
There we go.
Garbage.
Yeah, that'll do it. But thank you for sending the messages. Thank you for listening in. And we are here with Miles playing Waywalk.
Hello.
We have Steph playing Amalika.
Hola.
And for hashtag Team Yosef, we have Adam.
Here I have many adoring fans.
And everyone's leveled up to level 3.
Oh, boy.
So new spells, new abilities.
We all have spells now.
Woo! So let us set the scene in Trollskull Alley after the windows have been blown in by this gigantic fireball blast.
Oh, no.
You still smell like that acrid burning smell, as it's almost like a slow motion blurry Saving Private Ryan effect, as everyone's just on the ground. Like the table has been blown off. There's shattered glass and dishes and porcelain and food and fruit everywhere. It's just kind of getting up on your elbows and knees, and your ears are still kind of ringing. You got to shake the cobwebs out. It's like everything's kind of blurred and double visioned as you see people trying to talk to each other. And it's kind of like a muted, like, as you hear screams. You actually see someone on fire running and then collapse below the sight line of the now open windows of Trollskull Manor, which you will need to replace, by the way.
This is baloney. We just fixed it.
But you can hear screaming and panic and the stampeding of feet as people are vacating the area. And Amalika and Waywalk, amongst all the ringiness and thumping and pounding of temples inside your hair, as the air pressure changed and knocked you senseless, you actually hear the voice of the Blackstaff say, "We've detected a fireball explosion in your vicinity. We are setting the city watch. You are to assist with any investigation if they request it."
I mean, yeah. I want to know what happened.
Yeah. And like you all three of you are still on the ground covered in like food, juice, glass, broken plates and bowls and stuff like that.
Although I feel like I have like the slightest suspicion on...
What, the squirrel?
Who did this?
Alvin, help everybody get out the back door. Are we open for business right now, or is it the morning?
It was the morning.
so-
You were about ready to open for business.
Okay, so no one's actually in the building.
No.
Alvin,
Okay.
all right, hide in the basement.
Actually, Hadar is still in the building. He was the guy,
Oh,
the drunken half elf you saved from.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
He's kind of not
yeah.
left yet.
Oh, do we just have like...
Really hanging
resident?
in there, yeah.
Should we charge him rent? Actually, that's a good idea.
You're on the team now, Hadar.
He did really well against that assassin.
That's why you're on the team.
He's weirdly lucky.
All right, Waywocket will try to crawl towards the window. He'll push a chair up next to the window and then try to take a peek out.
Yeah. So as you take a peek out, you don't need to roll investigation, but you can see you get that acrid smell flowing in. You can see kind of like this perfectly circled black scorch mark on cobblestone as like snow has been melted away. You can see like it looks to be about, you're not sure how, but maybe 7 or 8 like charred black bodies inside that radius, and you can see people starting to kind of like gather themselves up, pick themselves up. The people who aren't running back and panicking, there are some people who are just kind of like also in your state, like shaking out the cobwebs, just trying to figure out what happened. Like, and it's you can see a couple of other storefronts in your alley have had their windows blown in, and a couple of people are just starting to open their doors now, being like, "What just happened?" Like, there's a lot of panic going on, but it seems like the panic is radiating out from the alley, and it's starting to empty out as it moves forward.
Are we like the main target, or everybody got hit?
No, it's actually in the middle of the street is where the scorch is.
Oh. But very close to us.
It's more of a central. If you have your map of Trollskull Alley, I think.
Aha!
Yeah, it's more where that T junction is.
Right here.
Yeah, right there. Yeah.
Oh.
And we're at number 11
We're
here.
number 11,
Yeah.
yeah.
So like closer towards where Steph is. So I guess southways on that map.
Okay.
Can I do a perception check to see if I can see the caster?
Absolutely.
It's an 11.
An 11.
Sorry, it's a 10 actually.
Sorry, as a 10, as you look up and you try to look around, you can still see like smoke and debris still rising up. You actually see bits of wood and paper falling down while like black smoke is still kind of billowing up. None of the buildings have caught fire, but they've taken fire damage. So there's no immediate urge for firefighters or fire patrol or anything like that, but there is definite serious fire damage to the surrounding area, as you can now hear like those first like sets of high-pitched screams and wails as people are starting to fully assess what's going on. They see like the bodies in the middle of this blast radius.
So
Show yourself, attacker! You here? Come on out.
So how damaged? You said they're like just like scorched.
So it's like
Are the windows blown out of all the other buildings too?
not all of them. Give me a you don't need a perception check for this. So Trollskull Manor has had their windows blown out.
Yep. As we can see.
The Corleone's Crown, which is kind of like the herbalist shop, has had its second story windows blown out.
Okay.
The blacksmithy doesn't have any windows, and the Tiger's Eye has had their windows blown in as well. And it's definitely like all the glass is blown inward.
Well, I think this is some kind of message.
To us?
To somebody, but maybe possibly us.
Yeah, I mean, we have painted a pretty big target on ourselves in multiple ways. This does, for me personally, think that we should go follow up on that Crimson Guild letter that we got. I meant to do that. It was on my to-do list. I forgot to do it yesterday. This might be
Boudoir Guild.
that might be Boudoir Guild related, is what I'm thinking.
Have they done this before?
Yes.
Have they, Amalika?
I don't know. I'm just guessing. I'm guessing.
Give me a history check, Malika.
Oh, I feel like I'm not. Wait, what history?
History.
Starting things off good. 8.
8. That's enough to know the basics of the Boudoir Guild does burn things down, but it's not they're more of a hands-on, not fireball.
Chaos party style.
Yeah, it's more chaos party. They like to get their hands fiery instead of doing it from a range. They make it intimate and personal about you fucked up. Now we're going to show you why. This is outside their, from what you know, is outside their MO.
Who else could it be?
Well, there's numerous people that I don't think necessarily like us right now, so
You can actually, everyone can give me an Arcana check as well.
Actually, yeah, that's what I was going to ask for.
oh my god.
Get him out now.
My
It's a
farts.
4.
4.
Yeah,
20.
20. So
he knows.
based on I should have given him Malka advantage on that as well. But you know that the Black Staff said there was a fireball that went off, and you look out and clearly see the after effects of kind of like a flash burn. This was definitely the fireball spell that went off in this alley.
Can I do an investigation check to see if it was maybe a device, like a magical device?
That'd be more of an Arcana, and you'd have to be out in the alley
Right,
too.
yeah, I'm going to go to the alley and investigate the scorch mark, I guess. It's an 11 Arcana.
It's hard to tell with all the chaos and disruption. Unfortunately, one of the side effects of fireball is that it burns everything real well, so it's kind of hard to gather any good evidence off of that. And you can now see when you get out there are 7 corpses that have been incinerated by.
Are there people that we should be
Yeah, are there
like,
people
helping?
milling around?
Or like that are hurt?
It appears no one else is. Everyone seems to be like the amount of damage that looks like they've sustained is being knocked to the ground and blown back.
So they're
bit.
either dead or mostly fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
They look more like stunned and dazed more than anything. More of the shock value than it is that. Again, fireball in a very concentrated area can do the job very effectively.
I'm in the street now, so I'm going to just start yelling, "Did anybody see anything? Someone tell me. We will punish this attack on our neighborhood."
You can see a few people raise their hands, and people coming out of buildings and raising their hands like, we saw something. Yeah, we definitely saw something.
Yes, tell us.
All right, you have your choice of who you want to interview. So you have sorry.
Who are they?
You can figure that out on your own. So you see Fala LaFleur is the owner of Corellian's Crown. You can see a lady who's in fine dress and garb next to the Tiger's Eye where the windows have been blown in. And you see a 12-year-old boy, looks kind of like a street urchin type of kid, holds up his hand as well.
I say we divide and conquer, and I'm going for the lady in the fancy dress.
I'll talk to the child.
You seem respectable, madam. Tell me what happened.
1 second.
Nice dress.
I like that.
You guys are going right to it. All right, so
We cannot tolerate this
she's-
affront.
She takes out her handkerchief and begins to dab away the ash and soot that comes from around her face and her neck and stuff like that. And she says, I tell you, it wasn't a person. It was more like a puppet shaped like a person, a puppet without strings. It was on the rooftop. It hurled something into the crowd below that caused the explosion. I saw those halflings burned alive. I saw them all burned alive. And she just begins to break down in tears.
Oh, there. One day all of us will die.
Oh! Why are you laughing?
Is that all she's got?
She seems to break down more into tears and just shock of seeing, like, looking at kind of like this the vapor and smoke still rising off the charred bodies of everyone who got incinerated.
Well, there you go, puppet. A puppet did it.
Is there a race of people that are like
Puppet
is this
people.
Not really. What?
Because I just don't know if I'm like just missing out because I don't know.
Is it, Fleur? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
So I was going to say, give me, I'd say it's more of an Arcana check than a nature check. So yeah, an Arcana check.
Okay, I'm gonna use
5.
the other dice. Woo!
Nice.
17.
17.
I like this dice better.
Anything that falls inside that construct family, so like golems, robots, modrons, like anything that's been mechanically assembled together could possibly be. It's usually a bit of magic involved as well, but it's a wide berth of what puppet people could be.
Okay.
You could even put golems into it if possible.
Interesting. So somebody sent this thing after us and tried to cover their tracks by not being present at the time.
When he's so fine, I'll go over to Fleur is the name of the
Fala.
Fala?
Yeah.
Hello, Fala. Hey, Rocket Sprocket. Did you see anything?
They say, yes, I was watering the plants in the greenhouse on the second floor of my shop when the blast blew out some of the windows. Luckily, I wasn't injured, though the smoke I saw a cloaked man take something from the body of a dead gnome and then start limping away. He was badly burned and casting glances over his shoulder, like he was afraid something might be following him. He was headed towards the bent nail.
Headed to Bent Nail.
And you can see that Fowler looks very shaken, distraught, and that you can look up and see the damage. You can see a couple of vines begin to kind of like weave themselves together to kind of make kind of like a lattice to try and block the snow and cold from coming into their herbalism shop.
Okay, so just this. Wait, the kiddo, right?
Yeah, the urchin kid.
Okay, so Malika, wait, did you have more questions for?
Nope.
Okay, sorry, I didn't know if I was like.
We'll do rapid fire.
Cool. So Malika crouches down to the little boy and just looks at him. And did you see anything? Is there?
First of all, give me an insight check.
Okay. Ooh. 16.
You see this little kid is covered in soot and ash. And you can actually see there's bits of other burnt clothing stuck to him. And he looks like he has been shocked and traumatized by what just happened. And he looks like he's
Oh no, where's the fire?
he looks almost overwhelmed by everything that's happened. He's like, and he just kind of like stands there, like holding like the collar of his shirt, just kind of even shivering, not because of the cold, but just because of everything that just happened to him right now.
Wait, Wagga, maybe we should just bring some people into the pub and serve up some food for people in the watch and everybody, and just maybe get like a little recovery center going. And
That's very sensitive of you. I like the idea. I think, though, we should hurry on to the Bent Nail. I got a hot tip that the perpetrator may have gone that way.
well, maybe we can leave them with Alvin to
Yeah.
do that.
I'll use my new cantrip message and send Alvin a quick note because he's probably within range.
Yeah. I think it's 300 feet or something like that.
Alvin, we gotta host some of the survivors here. Let's get some hot soup, some hot coffee, anything you got. Bring them all in and tell the watch that we're on our way to the Bent Nail to see if we can get the perpetrator.
You hear back, Alvin says, okay, we're running real low on food supplies, though.
Make do for now. Wait, I guess I can't interrupt you.
Send back another message. We'll take it out of the company coffers.
Okay, but we're going to have to send out for some extra food then.
Yeah, if... no, I don't know anyone else in the city besides you.
What about that Davil guy? He seems like he's pretty well connected.
Oh, geez. I don't love that idea, but I see what you're saying.
He's got them snakes here. We can send one out to him.
I don't really want to twist my arm here.
Alvin!
All right. You take 10 gold, go get some supplies, leave Liff in charge of the bar.
But people won't be able to see him.
Yeah, that's a problem.
But he can see them.
Also, I don't think people who've just experienced a traumatic situation really want to deal with a ghost.
I mean,
What better way
Shut
to
up with
remind
your
them that
logic.
life goes on?
I mean, look, he's carrying on. Liv has a normal existence. It's fine. It's fine.
all right, Alvin, I've given you permission. You can, if you can send one of them snakes to Davil, tell him that we'll pay him back 10 gold if he can bring some supplies.
As soon as you finish saying that, you can see right through like one of the big open spots where your windows used to be. Little green snake with wings.
I hate that. All right, let's head over to the Bent Nail.
Do you
For vengeance.
Do you still want to talk to the kid at all, though?
Can we come back for him? Maybe give him some time to like recover, have some food, and then maybe he'll be a little less shaken once he's calmed down and, had ghost food.
Yeah, absolutely.
I feel like he needs some time to process and, get some of this.
You will have to cross over the blast radius of where the corpses are.
I want to let's try to like not disturb anything here. What do I got for that? Nothing. I got nothing for that.
No velvet rope.
No velvet rope. No rope trick either.
Can we just do one of like these against the wall?
It doesn't look like it looks like people were more interested in leaving and running away from the area. So like it's kind of an empty alley right now. Not what you're used to as Trollskull Manor's kind of brought the flow of foot traffic back in, but it's definitely like a holiday Sunday type of feel to it. You can actually still hear the footsteps of people running in the opposite direction.
Well, I think we have no time to waste. I'm going to start heading towards the bent nail.
Yeah, I think we
Crime
should
scene be damned.
maybe watch where we're stepping.
You try not to step in the creatures.
Yeah.
They could still be resurrected if they have enough capital.
You head over to the bent nail. The windows don't look like they've been blown in at all. It looks like it's kind of like around. I believe it's around the corner. T2. Oh yeah, it's far away from where T2 is the bent nail, so it's very far away. But
As we travel there, can I just take I'm trying to keep note of any footpaths in the snow that are headed, like that start near where we are, that go all the way.
Give me a survival check, and you get advantage because the snowfall is fresh. Had this been done in the springtime, you wouldn't have had that.
Oh, I rolled double fives.
No.
So that's a 7 survival.
You look down and you can see multiple tracks running away, and it fits with a stampede of people running through slush and snow. It looks like more slushy and melted and dirty, grimy, brown, grayish slush as it gets more and more white snows. It's just more trampled down footsteps. It's hard to really...
Is the bent nail the place that was like not happy with us?
Yeah, the sort of failed bar.
No, the bent nail is actually a Boyer shop. Like you buy bows and arrows and stuff like that.
Oh.
They also specialize in rat traps.
Interesting.
Hate rats. Yeah, let's head towards there.
Yeah. You see the half elf Tally Fellbranch comes out. It looks like he's just like wrapping his work smock around him, getting his tools out, and he's like, "Whoa, what was that? I heard a massive explosion."
Yeah, somebody set off a fireball spell.
Oh my, fireballs! I'm like, what? Who would do something like that in like a crowded city place?
I don't know, but we, and by we I mean Waywocket, heard that somebody was headed down towards you.
Possibly a puppet.
Did you see anyone with a big cloak, probably carrying something?
No, I was in the back of my shop when the explosion went off. I didn't even see. I heard the stampede of people go by, but I didn't see anything. I heard it, but I didn't see it.
Before the stampede came, was there maybe someone who was there first?
No, I didn't see anything. The streets were pretty empty at that point. Most of the traffic goes north and south, right by you guys.
Is there anybody in the area who's maybe out and about this time of morning that might have seen something?
He says no, but there is a sewer grate just further down the street from us.
I'm going to roll an insight check on this. Mm-hmm. It's a 20.
20? Oh yeah. You get the sense he's got real concern for what's happened in the alley, and that he's willingly telling you that there's a sewer entrance just a little bit further down the way.
To the sewers.
Let's go check it out.
Yeah, it doesn't take you that long to wind your way down the streets. You can see, based on the foot traffic, that people have found their own little smaller back alleyways to get off the main drag. And then as you walk down, you actually see a sewer man or a manhole cover that you've seen before working with the Dung Sweepers Guilds. You do know you need a pry bar to pull it off, but there's absolutely one there.
Is there other fresh tracks to it?
Give me another survival check.
Right. Come on this time. Oh my
Ooh,
God,
worse.
even worse.
Does he still get advantage?
No, unfortunately not at this point.
That's a 4 in total.
You can see it looks like a lot of, again, the same looks like a lot of people have gone through, seeing that's kind of like a dead end, either turned around or trying to find like a side alley to just get away from the.
But you said there's a crowbar there, right?
No, you need a crowbar.
Oh, okay. I thought you said there was definitely one there.
Oh, actually, I do have a crowbar.
Like on you?
Yeah, in my Dungeoneers pack.
Oh, fun.
Perfect.
Yeah, I'll grab out my must be a tiny little crowbar.
Looks kind of like a toothpick to everybody else.
Yeah.
It's a strength athletics check, but you get advantage with the crowbar.
All right. Well, let's hope for something above a 5. Oh, so much nicer. I still have a negative modifier here, but it's a 16.
That's a 16. You and scrape it off to the side.
Are we down?
Down we go.
You head down, and you are back in the sewers that you are so familiar with when you're with the Dung Sweepers Guild.
I'm seeing a theme.
As you look down, everyone give me a perception check, but it's actually no. There's still light coming from the manhole cover, so you got regular perception checks.
Just an 8.
18.
Nice.
7.
18. Amalika, you can't see any tracks, but you can see that of the 3, you're kind of like this intersection underneath the city sewer that you can see. You don't know if it was Dung Sweepers or somebody else, but you can see various symbols that have been kind of smudged with paint and like rubbed away, like someone's just taken their fist or like a cloth and just kind of rubbed away. One is in white paint, one is in black paint, and one is in yellow paint. Or sorry, chalk. It's in
chalk.
In chalk.
Okay, so anyone know what these symbols may have been?
White, yellow, and
Black.
Black?
Chalk.
Are they like really close together or just like spread out?
One's on each direction.
Oh, okay.
So you've got like if there's like north, south, east, west,
Right,
it'd be
right.
like north, east, and west have the markings on them.
Gotcha. And they've all been smudged
They've
out.
all been smudged away.
Do I know if any of these colors are specifically linked to one of the 3 guilds, the crime guilds
I'd say
specifically?
give me a history check.
Sure. That is a 15 history.
15? Yeah, you definitely remember the Xanathar Guild colors were yellow. And the Zentarine Guild color, or at least when you see them in the sewers, were black. Because of the black network.
The Centurine wouldn't compromise their own message system.
That would make sense that if the Xanathars knew that we had some kind of stuff going. But this seems to be more like a warning shot than anything else.
Let's follow the yellow.
But also, who was that man who attacked? I agree. Let's follow the yellow.
All right, so we'll say it's an easterly direction, and you begin to head down the yellow. Everyone give me another perception check. This is made at disadvantage because you are now in a place without any natural light.
So both dice, right?
Yeah, both dice and take the lowest.
5.
Wait, can't I just see?
Well, the fact that you have dark vision lets you do the check because it's pitch black in here.
Complete darkness.
Yeah. If you're a human, then you'd be stumbling around in the darkness.
But then do I have to do at disadvantage then?
Disadvantage, correct? Yeah.
So we're going to assume taking the lower.
Whenever this dice is involved, it goes bad.
So what you're saying is we need to get Steph at dice jail then.
Oh my god, yeah. I found another set of dice kicking around at home that I didn't know we had.
I got a 10 in total myself.
10 in total, Joseph?
Only a 5.
5. You guys, you know the direction you came from, but you're starting to lose track of the details of inside the sewer. It's actually getting like a little bit misty as like the heat of the day is starting to warm up the flowing water in the sewage system a little bit.
Swampy.
I think we might need some light here, buddy.
Yes, light. I'm going to lift my staff and perform my light spell.
Boah, a Gandalfian puff of air and light fills up the underground sewer. As you look around, you can see no discernible markings of any of the gangs.
Well, I don't know anything else to add to that. And we're just kind of like wandering aimlessly now.
You're not really. You've gone. If we were to do it by sections, you've gone like one section over from the sewer entrance. You've gone through.
I'm actually going to try to chitter and attract some rats.
Okay, give me a nature check.
Oh God, will this lead to a crossover?
Sadly, I'm no longer a halfling because I rolled a 1.
Damn it.
So that is a 5 nature check.
Unfortunately, it looks like it's just as rat time is winding down for the nighttime. You can't see any active rodents or sewer critters.
Lazies.
So we have directions to choose from again.
Yeah, I'll say you've got like kind of like an east and a west, and then like the direction you came back down. You can still look back and see the light from the manhole cover that's hit the ladder. But you got like an east and a westerly to go.
I'm not giving up. I'm charging east.
Charging east, you see Yosef go wandering off into the sewage.
Guess we're going east.
Yeah, I gotta follow that light.
Yeah.
As you head off east, you'll see you come to another one of those four-way intersections again.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone give me another perception check if you wish.
God damn it. Now it's infected this dice.
Is it still disadvantage?
No, because you have light now.
Oh, 17.
17?
6.
14.
You do see a white knife logo on the northernmost side.
Okay, so should we continue or go back and choose west?
I mean, it's kind of a tactic I could see being a knife-style bombing. They are a ruthless organization.
But we were following the yellow symbols.
Yeah, it looks like we've gotten twisted around.
You do know from the Dung Sweepers Guild that the various crime syndicates do mark their sewage or their sewer paths, but it's also, you also remember that them talking about they do that competing gangs do wipe out they either wipe themselves, like clean themselves out just like no one follows them, or they try and smear or mess with the other ones so people can get lost in the sewers as well.
So maybe we do go back and try the other direction then.
All right.
Well, you're at a four-way intersection, so you got the compass directions north, south, east, and west.
Which way did we come from?
You came
I guess
from the east side.
So then go east.
So going back east would take you back to that junction.
Yes, and then
And
we go
then-
west from there.
Yeah.
Go west. All right. Boop, 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 boop. As you come down to that one, everyone give me another perception check.
Oh, you better not be crappy, you stupid dice.
15.
This is killing it.
Okay, well, perception 13.
13, 15,
6.
6. Yosef, you come in and you see that there's actually no discernible, no smudges, anything. It just looks like a clean, relatively clean sewage section.
Oh, damn it.
And you've got kind of like this loop around that goes in one direction and comes back around to the west. It's kind of like a question mark that you've come down.
Okay, so there's nowhere else for us to go from here, really?
You can go back the way you came, or you can keep going west.
Do we want to try going west still, or do we want to go back again?
I feel we're running a real rat race here. Whoever did this is now long gone, and we are probably not going to be able to catch up with them. I think we should probably go back and report into the city watch myself. I don't want to keep running around in the sewers. It's gross down here.
All right.
It does smell like poop.
I mean, because there is poop.
Yeah, lots of,
All right, let's go back then.
We tried our best. We'll tell the city watch what we learned, which is not a lot, but they'll be very helpful, hopefully. Thankful that we were helpful.
All right, so you guys heading back to the ladder?
Yep.
Do you remember the direction you guys took?
We just came from the west, so we're going east again.
Mhm.
And then we had east or west.
Well, there from that intersection, we should be able to see the light.
Yes.
Yeah, so then we'll
Yeah.
head back to the light.
You easily do that, and everyone scurries up the ladder, and you head back towards the main part of Trollskull Alley, and very much in a CSI kind of like flash images, you can actually see the city guard has arrived and have begun to cordon off the area with special kind of like a red and yellow rope, and you can see city watch guards with like their plate helmets and like the feathers in their helmets, and you actually notice that one of the Griffin riders, that kind of like the air cavalry of Waterdeep, has actually landed. You can see one of the officers is talking to two gentlemen. They're both human. One looks like he's wearing a kind of like a leather cloak, and he's got kind of red ginger hair, mustache, and a beard, and he's writing things down in a notebook. And he's got a short sword on his side, and with him is a smaller human with brown hair and glasses, and he's clearly got the Magister's Protectorate Guild that you guys are a part of, and he's got a staff, and he's actually kind of down on one knee, like putting his fingers into the char and ash of the fireball, just kind of and putting his fingers, tasting and spitting it out right away.
Gross, my friend.
Well, as you get up, you notice that the city guard cross their pole arms and kind of block it. Like, city watch business, you're gonna have to avoid the area until.
You're doing a great job, officer. 2 things. Number 1, we are the owners and proprietors of Trollskull Alley. Just behind there, we're helping out. Also, we are members of the Magistrates Guild. As you can see here with my guild membership.
As soon as you flash the badge, you're like, oh, okay, sure. And they lift up the rope for you to head
membership
on
has its privileges.
Although that seems questionable that they would just let people into a crime scene, but I am...
They had the official badge to back it up.
Okay.
You actually have one as well, Malika.
Yeah.
I'm just saying in general, I'm happy. I'm happy I'm being let through, but I mean...
This is our very handsome friend. He's too handsome to not let in.
It's true. He's with us.
It's true. We probably just would have let him in anyway, just on sheer fact.
What have you learned? What happened to our house?
You see the guards like, we showed up here and we're told to cordon off the area. You'd have to talk to the 2 over there who are running the investigation.
Okay, I'm going to head right over there. Mm-hmm. You're heading the investigation. What happened to Trollskull Manor? Who attacked us?
You see the taller human look at you and say, well, we don't know. We're trying to figure that out. Who are you, by the way?
We are the Trollskull Trio.
Oh, okay. I assume a group of adventurers then.
Heroes.
Very, very well. Well,
adventurer hero.
Adventurer. Well, sometimes they're not part of the same group. But do you have authorization to be here, or
show them Waywalker?
Hello, hey, nice to meet you. Waywalker, Umpernam, Crappenam, Sprocket, member, of course, of the Magistrates Guild, also co-owner and proprietor of Trollskull Manor over here. The Blackstaff let us know that you were coming.
Oh, okay, excellent. You're our support. You're our support. Great. Have you interviewed any of the witnesses yet, or?
Yeah, we took a few statements, and then we went on a wild goose chase. Turned out that goose was very wild.
Like a wild poop chase.
Yeah, it was a wild poop chase in the end, and turned up shit. So sorry about that. But we did ask my man Alvin to take some of the survivors into our bar, and they should all be there. But I did talk to myself to Fala, the botanist who owns the Crown of something.
Crown of Corleone.
Crown of Corleone. This lady talked to some street urchin. He looked real poor.
He didn't really have much to say, so we brought him inside. Hopefully get some food.
Well, he says, good job corralling everyone into one area. It'll make processing them very, very easy. You see the smaller human with his take off his glasses. They're very dark and shaded. Something you'd be very, very.
How do I get those?
It's like almost like
Give
little,
me them.
little, almost like
My entire adventure revolves around like trying to find sunglasses.
they're almost octagonal shape. As you see him kind of wipes the soot and ash off, and he looks at you and he says, "Well, based on what I've seen here, it looks like this gang war." He puts on his sunglasses. Just caught fire.
Whoa!
No,
yeah,
you don't deserve those sunglasses. Give them to me. Revoked.
I've been waiting so long to do that one. Even got my notes. CSI Miami reference.
Oma would be so happy.
Fala said that she saw a perpetrator in a cloak take something from one of the bodies. He said it maybe a gnome body and headed towards the bent nail. That's where we went.
They said it was a puppet, like a puppeteer.
Yeah, there was also, I think that's what,
sorry.
Malika's.
A fine lady told me that a puppet did it.
That's very broad and vague. Is she at the Trollskull Manor as well, that we could interview her for further questioning?
I don't know where she went.
We'll have to take a look in there.
Yeah. Yosef could point her out if we We go inside in a minute. We still have the boy to talk to, so,
You can see. They also introduce themselves. The taller individual is named.
Who are you, by the way?
It's like, he says, "I'm Saith Cromley."
Safe Cromley?
Saith. So S for spelling sakes. SAETH Cromley. It's like, and this is my associate Barnabas Blastwind.
Those are great names. You're investigators?
Yes, we're official investigators with the guild to investigate any magical based crime in Waterdeep.
So what's your hunch here? Look, some kind of conjuration or alchemist's build?
You see Barnabas takes off his sunglasses again, and he looks up.
Why do you keep taking them on and off?
And he says, "It looks like there was a gnome involved in all of this, and it looks like he was either fleeing for something or running away from somebody, and he got caught in the blast. It kind of everyone else is kind of just doing their business here, but this gnome looks like he was in pursuit or in fleeing of something, and it looks like he was just simply caught in the blast, or either fleeing or pursuing something. Where it's hard to make sure."
Okay.
Yeah. Wow.
Interesting.
That's very.
And the thing he had with him that was supposedly taken wasn't also incinerated?
Well, magical items are quite resilient.
You see him look down, and he examines the blast pattern in the footsteps, and he says, "Based on the footprints there's only one set walking into this blast radius," and he kind of like kneels down. He's actually in the grime and ash of it, and he kind of narrows his eyes, and it looks like he was aiming for the door of Trollskull Alley.
Do you mean the manor?
Well, or sorry, for Trollskull Manor. As he comes back to you, he's like, whatever he was looking for some food, puts on his sunglasses again, was in short order.
All right, again, give me those. You don't deserve them. I do.
You get these when you attain my rank in the guild.
Okay, how do I do that?
By investigating magical murder mysteries.
So if we solve this, will you give me your sunglasses?
No, absolutely not. These are my glasses.
How do I get them?
Well, ask the blacksmith.
Look, I have priorities. I can't see.
Yeah.
If you want, you can do an investigation or perception check of the blast radius as well.
Yeah, I'll do an investigation check. I'm good at that. Ooh.
I'm not.
Gah! Nope, not today though. It's a 9.
9. It looks like black and charred bodies. You can tell. One looks like it was a elderly female.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like there was 2 cloaked males. 2 female. It looks like 2 female humans and 1 male half elf. And they kind of looks like their bodies were kind of like mixed together, and it's hard to tell one apart from the other. 1 male gnome and 2 female halflings. Oh, and 2 male halflings as well. So it looks like the death count has gone up as you start to search through the bodies and see like different piles and bones kind of crumbled on top of each other.
I'm going to search the gnome.
Oh, right.
Do I have to roll a thing?
Yeah, give me an investigate or a perception check.
Same thing. 11.
You search through, and you actually discover that it's possible that the gnome did have something on it, but whatever it did is now gone.
What? They've got like an empty pouch or something?
It looks like
that?
there's like a torn loop on its belt.
Wait, well, could somebody stole something from this gnome?
Yeah, that tracks with what Flora?
Fala
told me. I wonder what that could have been. Also, why would they aiming at our door, killing a gnome, taking their possessions?
Were they coming to talk to us, maybe? Maybe the gnome was going to come ask for our help?
Oh, that's an interesting hypothesis there, Amalika. I hope they weren't some poor soul looking for our help. That would be terrible.
Maybe we should go in and talk to the kid, see if he's open to chatting.
And you see Saith, and make sure that please, when you do so, give us a copy of the statement he provides. We'll also need like a written copy of all the statements you've taken so far as well to help with the investigation.
All right.
Oh, I do have a skill in Polypicus tools, so there'll be very nice notes, your officer.
So Amalika goes inside the manor.
And it's you don't need to roll insight. There's a tense vibe everywhere. As you walk in, like your shoes crunch with like broken glass and kind of like that gritty snow. And the cold is definitely there's kind of like this fight between the cold and the heat coming off of the fireplace as it's you kind of hear that a light howl of wind as it just blows through the openings where the windows were.
Has Alvin managed to acquire some food? And
you do see it looks like dried goods and some casks of ale, wine, and various whatnot. And he kind of gives you a look, Alvin, of just like, we don't have a whole lot of stuff left.
Well, it's all right. It's all right. We're gonna do a big shopping trip. Make sure Fadlin's fed.
It's like, well,
I like that you're concerned about your donkey. Like,
it's a mule, first of all.
well, we used some of his apples to help feed some of the people.
All right. We have to keep that precious boy healthy. Okay.
Yosef, do you want to maybe see if you can find Fala and see if you can get her statement written up? And,
Sure.
Um,
Is she here? Do I spot that fancy lady from before?
You see Fala actually raise her hand. He says, yes, but I prefer to be I follow my god never pronounce it correctly. Corellon. Corellon. Corellon.
Mm-hmm.
Corellon.
Corello?
We'll say Corellon.
Sure.
So I follow my god Corellon, who is a god of no distinct form. I prefer they or them. I don't subscribe to this socially constructed gender.
What does that have to do with anything?
Well, you called me she. I'm a them.
Sure. Tell us what you saw.
Well, like I said, I saw a cloaked man take something from the body of the dead gnome and head off towards the bent nail.
We walk it, make some
There you have it.
notes.
Do I see the fancy lady from before?
Yep, she's in there as well. She looks like she's just crying nonstop. She looks almost inconsolable.
Fancy woman, tell this gnome what you saw.
So what? Well, give me a persuasion check, but made with disadvantage, unfortunately.
Come on, fancy woman, we don't have all day. It's a 3.
36.
3 plus your persuasion.
Oh, plus it's a 7 actually.
Yeah.
That's still unfortunate. You see her; she just like puts her head into her handkerchief, and she's still kind of just smearing her makeup and the ash and soot all over her face, still just crying over what she saw. It's like they just incinerated. There's nothing that could have been done.
She saw a puppet. Everyone was incinerated. Blah blah blah. Where's that boy?
Okay, well,
You're taking this very hard,
you
Yosef.
do not get points in bedside manner. No. All right.
Are you okay,
Do we-
buddy? You seem a little tense.
Let's just solve the mystery. Let's just get to the bottom of this.
He's just mad because we're going to have to spend money that he wants to keep.
Our windows have been blown out. Our winter shield party is imperiled. Our manor has holes missing out of it. This woman is just crying and being useless. Let's find the boy.
And do we see the kid? Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
Adjusting.
easy enough. It looks like he's just sitting in a booth all by himself. It looks like someone has put like apples and
Okay.
and a cup of milk in front of him, but he hasn't touched it at all. He's got that 1,000-yard stare to him, and it's someone you can easily relate to. Amalika. He looks like a street urchin. He's layered his winter clothing up.
I love a good layer.
You can see he's got like different various parts of like newspapers either crumbled up under his armpits or like wrapped around his legs, and looks like a kid who's lived on the streets and has survived on the streets of Waterdeep.
So Amalika slides over into the booth across from him.
Yeah, and you get no reaction from him. He's just staring.
So did you have a chance to have any of the food?
It's like no, I'm not hungry.
Okay, well, I mean, you can always take that with you for later.
So he just kind of pushes it for him. He's like, no, thank you.
Okay. So what were you doing in the streets when this happened?
I was dancing and singing with my halfling friends when big force knocked me back, and when I opened my eyes, they were all gone. They were singing and dancing, and they were playing their instruments, and then fire and boom.
Okay, I mean, I have some follow-up questions about why you were dancing in the streets in the morning, but we're just going to avoid that.
Well, they were good musicians, and I like to dance.
Oh, okay.
Were they,
Well,
wait, they're performing for you?
They're just street performers. Yeah, I see them all the time.
okay. So they live in the area too?
Yeah, they live a couple of streets over.
And where are your parents?
Oh, I don't have any. I live on the street.
Okay. Let's see here. So, I mean, you said your friends all of a sudden, a force knocked you back. Did you see anybody who was doing anything that maybe they shouldn't have? Have you seen somebody that you haven't seen in the area before?
I didn't see anything, but I got blown back next to a rain barrel, and I heard a plop. So I reached in and I pulled this out, and you see him pull out. It's kind of like this necklace, and it's got a couple like red beads on it.
Okay. And did
Give
anyone
me an Arcana check.
Okay.
Actually,
15.
15. Malika, 5.
19.
Wayrocket and Yosef, you immediately recognize this object as a necklace of fireballs.
Oh.
Necklace
So-
of fireballs.
And there's 2 remaining beads on the clasp as well.
Goody. Fun for later.
All that. I mean,
Okay, so you
definitely
didn't see...
gotta ask that lady more about the puppets she saw, because this is a necklace of fire beads. You heard this plop in behind you after the blowback, eh, kid?
Yeah, I just like boom, plop.
That's very helpful. Do you mind if I take these?
You seem kind of like hold onto it a little bit. Give me a persuasion check, please.
I rolled a 20, so that's a 27.
Nice. You see him look up at you, and you see kind of like his eyes kind of lose that 1,000-foot stare. He's like, "Is this going to help find the people that did this?"
I hope so, kid.
You just see him hold it over and like very gently, like he doesn't really know what it is, but he's treating it gently because it could help solve the crime, and he hands, not knowing how potentially dangerous these 2 beads are.
Yeah. It's a pretty dangerous necklace you got there, and it might be very important to the case.
As you see him put it, click, 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 and puts it in your hand.
So, I mean, we have to go talk to some other people, but did you see anything else that might help us find who did this to your friend?
Think back, maybe on the roof or above you.
Literally anything. You are always in the streets. Like, I mean, you know the area really well. I'm taking it, right?
I do.
So
I didn't. It's because the alley was full of people, and then boom. But like, it definitely sounded like it came from the roof.
And there was nothing else unusual that you saw that, like, maybe, when you're normally dancing and singing through the streets.
No, it was just people walking around. It was full. It was fuller than normal. More people than usual.
Well, why don't you just hang out here? Have you ever met a ghost bartender?
He's like, no, is there a ghost here?
There most certainly is. He's Waywocket's most favorite person in the world.
Oh, yeah, you bet.
Give me a deception check. Easy difficulty, but just the hilarity of it.
18.
Wow.
Why is that like when I roll
Sold
on?
it.
You see the kid
It's
look
even
over.
better. It's like +5. Like, I'm nailing that. That was easy.
Killing it.
Ghost lies are best lies. You see the kid turn to him. He's like, "You're friends with a ghost?"
Oh, yeah, he's my favorite ghost.
Didn't I tell you?
Whoa.
Well, Malika waves Liff over for a second.
You actually see one of the apples kind of like lift up.
Oh, that's his favorite trick.
It's lift up. Okay, sorry. You did this to us.
The kid looks at him like, I don't get it.
It's fine.
His name, it's a pun on his name. His name
But
is Liff.
Oh,
why don't
I get it now.
you hang out with Liff for a little bit? He can make a mean cup of tea. And, if you ask him some questions, he has a whiteboard or chalkboard. Chalkboard, yeah. Not a whiteboard. He has a chalkboard, and I bet you he will have some great, albeit short, stories.
Yeah, his vocabulary is limited.
You actually see there actually is kind of like a sort of intact pane of glass back where you're sitting by the booth, and you actually see Lift's finger put like a tic-tac-toe cross thing in the frost of the window.
That's very cute.
Good with children.
It's an entertainer. Where's that pearl clutcher? I got some fall.
You don't want to stick around and hang out with your best friend playing tic-tac-toe?
No, I got some more questions for that lady.
You always go center square first.
Yeah.
He said he
bottom corner.
You see the kid kind of pull on your sleeve a little bit of Malk, and he says, my name is Martim.
Martim?
Yeah, Martem.
Okay.
It's like, I seen you around, and you dress like I dress.
You have layers, right?
It keeps you warm.
It keeps you so warm. Well, why don't you just hang out here? If you need anything at all, my name's Amalika. This is Waywocket.
Hello.
And this is Yosef. His bedside manner is not very good. He's kind of rude, but ultimately a hero.
To clarify, your friends aren't gone. They're dead.
Okay, you leave.
You said gone earlier, and I thought you meant they'd gone
banned.
away.
You're banned from talking
but
to
the
children.
truth is, the blast killed them. We saw their bodies.
Malika is just like shushing, just like, stop this.
You see him kind of like get like that 1,000-yard stare, but almost seconds after that, you can see like this metallic cup of tea come floating to the table.
Thank you, Lev.
He does. It looks like he was cheering up a little bit, maybe brought down a notch or two. But
You've lost major points, Yosef.
And there's still kind of like a mass confusion of what happened in the bar, and a lot of people like looking at like the open wounds of Trollskull Manor at like Barnabas and Sareth and the city guard like doing investigations of like the bodies and stuff like that in the blast radius.
Wait, Rocket, did you get the statement all down and everything?
Yeah, I was writing down some notes with my calligrapher's stools.
So fancy.
Yeah, and if you want, you can spend like maybe like 10-15 minutes just like collecting general statements of what people saw.
Yeah. Before we do that, though, I want to go talk to the Pearl Clutcher.
Okay.
Literally. Sorry to bother you, miss. My name's Waywocket Sprocket. I'm a proprietor of this organization, also a member of the Magic Guild here in the city.
She's just openly sobbing. She's like, what a week. Oh my God. Oh.
I'm sorry that in our divide and conquer, you got Yosef.
I mean, I can believe. Tell me what happened this week. What was so big about this week?
Give me a persuasion check, please.
It's an 18.
18?
Nice.
She said, I think my husband's cheating on me. I went to the private detective to try and to hire him to see if he could figure out who the harlot was that he's been cheating on me with. And as I was coming, I was considering signing a contract with him. And as I came out, just boom, the flash of light in my face, and I thought I saw that puppet man on the roof.
Follow up. Who's your husband? Would it be anybody of interest that could be potentially, of value to this situation?
Give me a persuasion check, but made it disadvantage.
Oh, this is the cursed dice. Oh, one of them's good. Can we just pretend?
We're pretending right now.
You got decent charisma, though.
What am I doing? Persuasion?
Yeah.
Math. 11.
11. She recognizes the question, but seems hesitant or seems insist on holding back the names. Almost kind of like she's already let too much out in the stress of the situation. She's like, but it's my husband has nothing to do with this. That's my business. You should be finding the puppet man who was on the roof.
Yeah, tell me about the puppet man. What did he look like? Why would you describe him as a puppet? It's also important to me.
He's like, well, have you seen a puppet before?
I have seen a puppet. Yes. So he had like strings attached to him.
He had a gold face with like a metallic mustache that came and curled up. He was wearing sort of like a red cloak. His body was either gold or brass or bronze, or I couldn't really tell. And he had a large red hat with a large white feather.
How does he get a hat with a feather?
White feather. Can I do a history check to see if that jogs my memory on
But
some
wouldn't
kind
that
of like
maybe be
guild or assassins thing or the pirate people or something like that?
You don't need to roll a check on it because none of those things really seem to stick
Connect?
out.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no real. The gangs usually like to have like a definite symbology or symbolism. Sorry, I almost pulled a Boondock Saints. What's the symbology of that? I think the word you're looking for is symbolism. None of the symbols seem to jive with any of the big three.
And a gold mask would.
She said he looks like he was made out of gold or brass.
He was made of gold or brass.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay.
She says yes. His face did look like a mask, but it was like a robotic face, a mechanical face.
And you've never seen anything like that before.
Oh, only in my travels overseas. I also on the Day of Wonder. There's a church that has these constructions, and it's a church of innovation and invention. That they have a parade every year in the summertime of these mechanical puppets that they parade around town and display their technological advancements.
Was he wearing perhaps a necklace of any kind?
I didn't see anything like that. I was blown back, but I only caught him briefly before the explosion.
I see.
And do you know where we'd find these innovation people if we wanted to talk to them later?
She says, yeah, I believe it's called the House of Inspired Hands. I think it's actually in the North Ward on the west side. If you check your map, I think it's actually marked. This is something you would know.
Like up here.
Yeah, so Trollskull Alley is closer to Steph. That's the north part of the map. So somewhere the House of Inspired Hands is.
House of Wonder, House of Hands.
Oh yeah, it's like straight due west.
Okay.
Huh, well, that's all. Maybe surprisingly useful. Well, I'm very sorry for the situation. In there was with the tiger guy, the tiger eye guy.
The Tiger's Eye, Vincent Trench.
Vincent Trench. Was he in the office this morning?
Yeah. Oh yes, yeah. He kind of went into a security lockdown. He's very, very reclusive. He almost had a panic room, I think.
Huh.
You can never be too safe.
Well, if there's fireballs going off in Trollskull Alley, are any of us really safe? What happens if it happens in the richer part of the city? Is any Waterhavian safe above a certain wealth level?
What I would recommend not doing is asking Yosef if you ever should feel safe, ever.
Then I won't do that then.
Good. He might tell you anyways, though.
Well, that was very helpful, ma'am. I thank you for struggling through. Yeah, the whole city of Waterdeep owes you for your bravery in this moment.
You see her clutch kind of like the collar of her blouse. It's like, yeah, they do owe me. I'm a survivor. I have survived so much.
Yeah. I can see that. Well, thank you so much, and we're gonna maybe take some more statements, but I think you're
also this tea is not very good. This is very.
I'm just gonna stop you there, and you should maybe just not say that in front of our ghost.
There's a ghost here. Oh my goodness! You have the undead in this. Am I expecting rats in the basement now or something? This is so uncalled for.
Well, I wouldn't recommend going down there then.
Yeah, that's strictly off limits to customers. First of all.
Well, I will have the health inspector in here promptly to inspect for ghosts and vermin.
Well, if you or the health inspector can find a way to get rid of those nasty, mean rats, according to I don't know. And I mean, have at it.
I mean, every city has rats, lady. I don't know what to tell you. The creatures just like you and I.
Well, I never. And you see her get up, and she actually tries to leave the inn, and you see the two city guards like kind of cross their pole arms in front of her, like, you got to wait until you're processed.
Now I don't feel bad for you.
All right, then let's take some statements. Do we gain any other information from the statements?
It's mostly of nothing as detailed as the puppet creature on the roof, or anything about the gnome. Some people did see the gnome, but it looked give me investigation or persuasion checks, one or the other.
I'm going to do a persuasion check.
All of us, or
I'll say two of you can do it. So
22.
Whoa.
I'm just gonna let you do it.
Yeah,
then.
I have expertise in persuasion, so let's do that one.
22 is pretty good.
Yeah, 22 is not going to beat my in total 13.
22 would beat a 13.
Yeah, no.
Grizzly Adams did have a beard. You do seem to glean that the people who did notice the gnome was dressed in kind of like black leathers and stuff, and he looked like he was in a hurried pace.
Okay. Did anybody happen to note if he was maybe coming towards our establishment specifically?
You remember from Barnabas that his footsteps stopped in the blast radius, so it looks like he was making his way towards the Trollskull Manor.
Okay. Well, maybe we should take our findings to
Sayerth and Barnabas.
them. One of which you just said, and I've already...
As I like to say, Columbo and CSI Miami.
Yeah. Columbo and Horatio.
Yeah, that's the name.
Let's go talk to them.
As you come out, you can see kind of like these priests and clerics coming out. They all have like white garbs on, and it looks like they're trying to gently separate skeletons and bones from each other and kind of put them in their own respective piles. It looks like most of the bodies have been like charred through. They're not like dragon fire burnt to crispy skeletons, but they're definitely been on the barbecue grill for too long. Yosef, when you come out, you see everyone in white who's one of the clerics has those black and gold scribbles all over the skin on their body.
Look, do you guys see these scribbles?
No, I don't know what you're talking
They're
about.
like hieroglyphics, like on their skins, on their bodies. I'm going to grab one of these guys.
You say, what are you doing? I'm working here. This is...
Why do you have writing on your skin?
You see him look down, and it's like Malika and Waywaka, he doesn't have any writing on his skin.
Hey, buddy, you need to maybe dial it back.
Yeah.
He has writing on his skin.
You
Can I
shouldn't
read
touch
it?
people if they don't want you to touch
Give me
them.
an intelligence check. Or actually a history check would be better.
Yeah, it's the same for him.
17.
17?
And I'm like whipping up this I've sort of thrown this guy over my knee, and I'm sort of like jerseying him.
Yeah. So you
better
see him like
luck.
this bare back of this human, like with brown skin, as you see him kind of like protesting, like, what is going on here? Yosef, you recognize this. You've seen these scribbles before on altars and scrolls back at the island of the Pubashabu.
This is the temple's language. What does it say?
You actually don't know. It's a confusing kind of it's scribbles that don't make sense to you yet.
The higher orders use this. I don't understand what it means.
You say, "There's nothing on me. What is he doing? Please let me go."
I'm kind of dazed, and he'll sort of get away from me.
Yeah, you see him kind of like kind of try and tuck his tunics and robes back together, and just kind of like has a, "Why would you do this at this point in time?" Literally, as I had a dead body in my
We
hand.
should maybe talk about boundaries some more at some point. Just like a little bit. Just like,
So this is I have to report this. This is most uncouth.
we just like, he's new here? Like he's like real new?
I was handling evidence. He could have compromised the investigation.
I know, but we are actually helping with the investigation also.
This is the exact opposite of helping with the
I
investigation.
understand what it looks like. And again, I do apologize for our
2/3 of us are
slightly
very sorry.
delusional friend. But he is new and just like mentally unwell.
I know
was
what I saw,
really-
Amalika. There's
he's
something on
He
him.
was very affected by the blast. He was like near a window and it just blasted him back, and he hit his head, and he's been a little.
Give me a persuasion check, please.
no.
Can I still see the symbols?
Oh yeah, they're still there. They kind of like every now flash gold and black.
Can I like sort of write them down as?
17.
Yes, you can. You have parchment and paper.
Yep. I've got it in my scholar's pack.
As you begin to write it down, you know that the quill should be producing ink, but it looks like it's invisible when you write it down on paper.
Oh, for fuck's sakes.
Backstory happening. Sorry, what was your
17?
17 is like, all right. Well, it was a very traumatizing event for everybody. I suppose I can let this slide, but please do not disturb the workers as we were gathering these to the temple to examine them for evidence.
We'll have a strong word with him, and he will listen. Maybe it'll be fine. We'll handle it. Right? We'll handle it.
Oh yeah, we're handling all kinds of things. Apologies for my friend here. I do believe he is seeing something though. This guy's really freaked out.
Yeah, and normally we're like we do hero-y things, like hero kind of stuff. This is just.
It's been a tense morning.
It's been a bad day.
So we don't do hero thing. We're helping solve a crime here. We have to identify these people.
Well, we're going to go talk to Horatio and Columbo.
It's all right if we just start calling them that.
I'm just gonna. I know one of them is Barnabas, but I've forgotten the other one. So again,
Cromley and Blastwind.
Sayerth Cromley.
Barnabas?
It's Barnabas Blastwind.
Yeah, Blastwind.
oh,
And Sayerth Cromley.
okay,
Yeah,
that's
it's Cromley.
Columbus and Horatio.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Cromley is Columbo. Barnabas is Horatio.
Okay. Well, let's go talk to those guys and give them the statements that you collected Waywalked, and maybe once we're done with them, go check out this house of handsy hands.
Inspired hands.
And don't forget, you still have a community meeting
We
tonight.
have so
But that
much.
is very.
We got a really busy docket today.
That is very early in the night.
Yeah, it's early in the morning. Thank gosh. We got a lot to handle today. All right. Yeah. Hey, Blastwind, Cromley.
I guess. What do you have the statements from the witnesses?
Yeah. Here's some written statements.
Yeah, you have like a pretty good chunk of parchment over it.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, this one lady believes it was a man with a golden face and a mustache, cloak of red brass bronze in that kind of warm area, and a red hat with a white feather.
Says, thank you. We will go over this evidence or you see Barnabas say, we'll go over this evidence right away. This is all very helpful. As we still have to identify all the victims.
Hey, Waywalked, do we want to give them the necklace or not?
Oh yeah, we should bring that up. So we also may have found your winter weapon here. It's a one of the witnesses heard a plop right behind him after the blast, and he found this necklace of fireballs.
You hand it over, and you see him lift up the octagonal sunglasses. He kind of gives him his eyes are very squinty. Someone who's been reading books for most of his life. As he holds them up, and he kind of does that oh my, clicks them around, and then he pulls out a small little pouch and gently puts them in. It's like, this is an unbelievable find. Thank you so much. It looks like this investigation, puts down his glasses, just got explosive.
Yeah. I mean, that's really insensitive, man. There's a lot really shook up people here.
Some kid that found those just lost his sweet dancing friends.
Yeah, he was real torn up. You should buy him an apple or something.
I mean, he had an apple. He didn't want it. But, maybe some apples for later.
We could use an apple.
That's true.
Fablin could use some apples. We stole his.
Okay. Well.
Is there anything else, officer? Can we let these people go? I got a bar to reopen.
You see Sayerth Cromley go, yeah. I think we've collected we've collected statements. We can get about cleaning up the crime scene and getting your alley back open and ready for business again.
Mention at some point that the gnome, that's the dude, was potentially coming here. Did he already know that? Did we already say that? He was coming here, right?
Barnabas discovered.
Right. He told us this. Never mind. Yeah. Carry on, everyone.
It's like, well, the Magisters Guild thanks you very much for your help. This investigation will take some time, but we will be in contact with you for help and support for trying to bring these criminals to justice.
Yeah, it makes any difference that gnome was maybe wearing black leathers. Could be important.
Do we have insurance? Can they help us file an insurance claim? What's the insurance situation here?
Alvin, what's the deal?
You see Alvin say, maybe the insurance conversation is a conversation we have inside the tavern.
Okay.
Excellent. I like inside conversations.
And as you begin to walk back towards the tavern, you see Seth. Oh, just one more thing.
What have I done?
Perfect. Go on.
It's like we're going to take the statements of the victims as well. If you're interested in stopping by the temple later tonight.
Oh, yeah. What temple is this then?
I believe
The Blackstaff Temple?
We'll say, yeah, go to the Blackstaff Tower.
Okay.
And at what time would that be around?
Be around sunset, 7 or 8 o'clock-ish.
So we'd have a couple hours.
When you say victim statements, you mean you're going to speak with the dead?
Yes, that is correct.
That's a sweet spell.
Yeah, you're welcome to join us right now if you want.
Wait, you're doing that right now?
Well, we're transporting the victims to
Oh. Yeah, I definitely am curious, especially to hear from this gnome fella. When are you doing that? We have a community meeting tonight, and also another appointment.
Well, the Blackstaff will be able to share the information later tonight around 7 or 8ish, but we're taking the victims to a separate temple to speak with the dead and figure out who they were, what happened with them.
I want to hear from the victims now.
All right. Yeah, all right. Just give us 5 minutes. I guess I got to talk to my man inside about the glass damage, and then we'll be right out.
He's like, very well. We'll be waiting here. Actually, you know what? You see him. Saif writes down the address of the temple, which I will tell you after the break when I look it up or make something up.
Yeah.
As you see, he hands it to you, and you can see the clerics and priests begin to kind of gently scoop the remains onto stretchers and various other carrying devices.
Literal scoop.
Little scoops.
So
You still kind of like that burnt barbecue smell still kind of wafts in Trollskull Alley.
all right. So clear job number 1, Alvin, when we're inside, is replacing these windows.
About that. So here's the thing.
Uh-huh.
The Zentremes are great at supplying us and keeping us topped up with everything we need.
Uh-huh.
Not so much on the books official insurance stuff.
Yeah.
So I guess the easy way to say is there's no insurance for this place.
Gotcha.
It's all under the table type of dealings.
Cool.
Anything not on the books is a bonus in their mind.
I feel that replacing this broken glass is maybe a bit beyond the mending spell.
It actually is beyond the mending
Yeah.
spell.
All right. Rats.
No, we don't want more rats.
Well, you're probably going to get more during the night.
All right. Well, good news is that we have lots of local suppliers of glassware. How much do you think this Windows would run us?
Well, fortunately it's just like regular glass, so it shouldn't be that bad. The thing is, if it's in a rush, an emergency kind of, if you're over a barrel, things go up in price. So I'm gonna say it's probably gonna be like 25 gold pieces for a rush job. If they took their time, it'd easily be like maybe 5 or 6 gold pieces. Nothing too bad unless you want to get fancy with the glass. The other thing is, the Zents use guild members, but I don't know if they're on the books as guild members when they do it. So we got to make sure we don't want to piss off the Zents and we don't want to piss off the guild either.
Well,
I love that you're thinking ahead here, Alvin. You're showing real savvy.
This is like the little spin dial or the little conversation dial from Telltale Games comes up. Alvin will remember this.
Alvin will remember this. Here's what I'm thinking. Take the 25 gold. We'll pull that out of the company coffers.
That's the other thing. The company coffers, they're starting to get a little low.
It says here I got 200.
Oh, do you? Oh,
I should have 202 gold.
Yeah. Sorry, he's actually. After we finish, just before we go to break, I will get you to roll the whatchamacallit,
the week's worth of profits.
Week's worth of profits.
Sure.
As soon as I figure out what I did, we'll figure it out.
I had 150 from earlier things, and then I had 52 from something else.
Right. Well, we'll roll it at the start of the when we come back from break.
It should be at 202.
Yeah. So Alvin's concerns, communicates about like the insurance and getting the windows replaced in a way. It's kind of a damned if you do, damned if you don't type of choice.
Yeah, I'm looking for to make the local guilds happier.
Yeah, he's like, well, the glassblower guilds will definitely do the work. It's just, do we make the Zents angry or do we make the guild angry?
I'm gonna smooth it over with Davil. I got a thing that he's gonna want to see, so he's gonna forgive us the glass.
It's like, all right, I trust you, Waywalker. You ever since those prison days, you've known how to handle the criminals.
Well, yeah, light touch.
All right, is there anything else anyone wants to do before we take a quick AFK?
No.
All right, so we'll come back with more
Yay.
murder mystery.
Go summons.
It looks like this podcast is just puts on sunglasses, hit its midpoint. I'm sorry, anytime there's a CSI Miami joke to be made, I will jump on it every single time. And also probably one of my favorite NPCs that I developed a personality for. I can't wait to use them a whole lot more because I loved Columbo and I loved the one-liners from CSI Miami. So my condolences if the puns are going to get heavy, because they will be. They will definitely be heavy. But that's the way it goes in Waterdeep. Some cops do their duty, and some cops have to get the pun in at all costs, at all times. Thank you for joining along on the adventure so far. We hope you're having a great time. The longest day, the start of this catastrophe of a fireball in Trollskull Alley. Just a couple of quick announcements at the break before we jump right back into the adventure. The first one is September is coming up close. It's not that far away, not as far away as people think. But the Unconventional Gaming Convention is happening in September 2019 in Peterborough, Ontario. They are still taking applications to be a DM or a GM for any particular game. You can find all the info you need either at uncon.ca or on their Twitter account, Uncon Gaming PTBO. Peterborough is a great place to go in the summer/fall. Come on down. Let's have a convention where everyone can game, everyone has the right to play, and everyone has a place to play. It'll be a lot of fun. I will hopefully be DMing some games. If not, I will be there having fun with everybody else. Come on down. It'll be a great time. The other announcement we have is we'd like to expand ourselves, broaden our horizons just a little bit. And there is a podcast out there, a D&D live play podcast called I Rolled a 4. And we've been talking and we decided, let's start working together. Let's start, a rising tide lifts all ships. So we think this is a podcast you should check out. They are also doing Waterdeep Dragon Heist. And one of the fun things about Dragon Heist is it's so broad and has almost no boundaries to it that literally anything can happen. I'm listening to a couple of different podcasts and streams right now doing Dragon Heist, and they're all completely different. They are all completely different. Even if you're a DM and you've read through the module book, there's going to be a surprise. And I Rolled a 4 does a great job of just blending in their own stories into the narrative that is Waterdeep Dragon Heist. And it's definitely worth it. They're an awesome podcast to listen to. They're funny, and you just get that feeling of they're a great team and great chemistry at the table. So check them out. We're going to play a little ad at the end, and then we're going to jump right back into the podcast. But it's a quick one this week. We're glad to be back. Just want to jump right back into it. Thank you for coming along. As always, you can find us on Twitter at Diecast Podcast. Give us a follow. We'd love to have you along. Tweet about D&D and some other stuff going on in the world. You can find us on any app that plays a podcast. Please give us a subscription and leave us a rating and review. It helps us out a ton if you do that. We encourage it, and we thank you if you do it. Thank you so much. And of course, on YouTube, Diecast Podcast, and our own website, www.flyinglizardstudio.com. That is it for me. Here's this awesome ad by I Rolled a 4. They're a bunch of characters. I say subscribe, give them a listen, go check them out. It's got that nice little punch to when you're traveling on transit or when you're getting to or from work. It's a nice little dose of comedy. It's a nice little dose of adventure. Go check them out. And we'll be right back to the adventure. I love you all. I will see you next week with The Longest Day, Part 2.
Hail and well met, weary traveller. If you're looking for a tale of fantasy, adventure, and slapstick, you've come to the right place. It's called I Rolled a 4, a Dungeons & Dragons podcast made up of 4 characters. The caring elven cleric, Olivia,
Stop being empathetic towards spiders.
I can't. I'm empathetic towards everything.
The steadfast half-elf paladin, Tikal.
I have a knife in my boot and precisely 972 ball bearings in my butthole.
We lost a few of those.
The aloof tiefling druid, Oriana.
Ori's gonna turn to Tikal and Canale and just say,
Don't die.
don't die.
I knew it was
Or
coming.
Don't go to jail.
Make good choices.
And the lovable half-orc rogue, Canale.
Good evening, Your Grace, or however you address kings in this land.
God, incredible.
Way to blend in.
All led by the capricious and fickle God King.
Canale and Olivia both give me Constitution contest against this weasel's strength. Which again, crazy stats.
Hear them battle industrious kobolds, uncover ancient treasures, and save the King of Neverwinter while making one hell of a mess on their way of trying to get paid.
Because friendship was the real treasure.
And then all of a sudden, wow,
And then I start making out. I'm just kidding.
Are you interested? Then put a seat at our table. There's always more room here on I Rolled a 4.
Available basically anywhere you can get podcasts. Check us out at IRAF Podcast on Twitter or on Facebook for screenshots, character art, and pictures of our pets. See you at the table.
We are back from break. We have tried to figure out already who has murdered innocent people with a fireball. And we also have to do a business roll. So one person and one person only, please. Roll me a percentage dice if you choose to.
I have mine right here, but...
Well, yeah, you roll for the main business. Can I roll for my side business, though? Because I'm also in business.
You actually can. We're going to do Waywockets first.
Oh, no. The 22.
Uh-oh, business is down.
Business is down.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
With secret pluses and minuses to that, you got a 22.
Mm-hmm.
Secret pluses and minuses.
I know.
Yep.
Is it pluses or is it minuses?
So you see, actually, Alvin go, see, we've been spending a lot of money on food and a couple of other things, and now the windows are gone. We're going to be in the hole pretty bad. Officially, you must pay 1.5 times the business's maintenance cost for each of the days, which is 7 days. And I have the list in the Dragon Deep's Water, or the content book. Mm-hmm. But you're going to owe quite a bit of money at the end of this week.
How much will we owe?
Mental math done on the fly.
So what did you roll, like dice-wise?
I rolled 2 d10s.
Are these both d10s?
Yeah, so one should have double numbers,
Yep.
and one should have a single number. And the double number one is the first integer, and the second one is the second integer.
All right,
First
so
integer.
you're going to owe, so 1.5. So for the 10 day, you're going to owe 170 gold.
Oh my gosh, that's going to almost clear us out.
Hang on, Waywocket. Okay, so I made 70. I got 73.
73. From your business, Yosef, 73. With secret adds and modifiers. You've covered your maintenance costs for the week.
What? That's
Malarkey.
it? Yeah. But I don't have maintenance costs.
Very true.
Like my business is just ghosts.
It's very true. So I will say, based off of that, roll me 2d8 then, please.
Okay. Is it these guys?
The diamonds, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I think one of those is a D4. Oh, sorry. D8s are these ones.
These fellas.
Yeah.
Okay, a 6 and an 8.
6 and an 8 is 14. Doing the math, 14 times 4 is...
Wait, what?
Gesundheit. 14 times 4 is...
56.
56. You made 56 gold.
All right. Waywocket, this goes against everything you've taught me as a businessman. but we must keep Trollskull Manor open for the Winter Shield party.
Oh yeah.
So I bequeath to you my entire earnings of 157 dragons.
Holy! I mean, that's a lot of earnings. Wow. I mean, are you sure?
Yes.
Wow. Oh, well, all right. Well, we'll take this because we're gonna. Actually, you might want to hold on to some of this because when we go visit the Boudoir Guild, they might demand a cut.
They won't get it.
That's gonna be trickier.
Our windows blew out. Our home is under attack.
And Alvin says, and those rats are eating us out of house and home down there.
Okay.
Seriously? That's where the bleeding is.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, there's a lot of rats down there.
All right. Well, we gotta get them out of here pronto, or they gotta start paying their own way.
For those that have missed last episode, an army of rats is now living down. A literal army.
No.
Yeah, they're very cute.
I still.
Wait, the army's living there? But they have their own house.
Yeah, but you gave them free reign of Trollskull Manor with your persuasiveness.
My gosh.
Miles.
I never thought I'd say this, but the council can wait. The high priestess can wait. We have got to fix this place to throw the biggest Winter Shield party that anyone has ever seen, and we cannot be intimidated either by these attackers or by those whores.
I was gonna say rats, but
Or by those rats, or ghosts, or pirates, or anyone.
So for your 170, is that's what the negative of the business is? Or
Yeah,
is
that's what you owe.
All right. So look, we can cover this week, but then we're really on the ropes for sure. You hold on this money for now, and I will, when we need it, I will come to you.
As a businessman.
As a businessman, as an investment on our businesses.
Businessman. That's it.
All right, so money's changed hands, some plans are made. What is your next course of action?
All right, let's listen to this ghost confession.
All right, so that's going to be at the Temple of Tor, which is kind of like a war god and very prominent in Waterdeep. It's usually where they bring victims of violent crime to identify them and figure out what's going on.
Yeah, we gotta hear what this gnome was doing and head to our place. This might change everything.
Yeah, so this is in the Castle Ward, so you head on down to kind of like the more militarized, fortified part of town. As you get up to the Temple of Tor, Yosef, again, you see on any religious sculpture or kind of artifact that's at the front of the temple, you see like these black and gold scribbles everywhere. And you can see priests and clerics and paladins who wear robes of Tor. Again, the same thing on their skin of these kind of like black. They're originally black, but they always flash gold every now and then, and kind of like these weird scribbles and signs all over their skin.
Is there anything I recognize, or
give me an arcana? Well, you've already recognized them. They're again the same.
It's the same thing.
The same thing from altars and scrolls you've seen on the island of the Pubashabu.
Okay, I'm not going to mention anything about it this time because nobody believed me.
If other
or
players
cared what I had to say.
I think we believed you, but you don't know what they were either.
The symbols are back. Okay, I'll tell you. They're everywhere. It's getting worse.
This might be some of your connection to your lord, your god. I mean, something about that seems to be manifesting on other deities here.
I don't know what it means. The brothers never told me. The high priestess never told me.
By any chance, do you have a new creature that could tell us more?
Maybe. Okay. Well, I wasn't going to tell you this, but I've taken on a new employee. So, you've seen me do it. I wave my hands, the ghosts come out, and the other week, maybe a couple weeks ago, I did it and I got a little something extra. So come forward and introduce yourself. And as I talk, I've been sort of like conjuring with my hands.
All right, so I'm just going to take over for a little bit on the conjuration of your familiar.
Okay.
You actually see, as you begin to wave your hands, everyone within vicinity of you, and even like the statues and artifacts from the Temple of Tor, you see they stop flashing between black and gold and just appear to be gold. And you can see almost very anime style as the scripture and text begin just like be drawn down off of people, off of statues, off of symbols, and they all kind of draw down, begin to pull into a circle, and all the gold signatures, all the gold squiggles kind of form up into this figure in this brilliant gold light that everyone, you guys don't see the symbols and the scribbles kind of like swirling around, but you see like this forming from the feet up of golden light as
this has never happened before. I've never known any connection between this and the symbols, but look, this is what came through the portal. This is my gift. And then I open my hands, and there's a tiny, like, humanoid standing in my hands wearing a copy of my suit. And he looks like me, but he looks sort of like when you buy like an off-brand action figure, you know, like it's just like sort of like a little ill-constructed.
They didn't get the rights to like the likeness.
Yeah. And it's just, you can tell it's a bit like, it's a bit fucked up looking.
Who wants to play with my Mr. D character? I Gritty the Fool.
Yeah. Everyone, I call him Carl.
Hello, Carl.
Hey, everybody. How's it going?
We've had a day.
Yeah, I have magicked Carl from the beyond to manage my business.
Oh, wait, you have like a degree in accounting?
Whatever he tells me to do, I do it.
Subconsciously.
And consciously. I got no choice in the matter.
He seems to believe in the Poobah Shaboo. I've never made a ghost that I can see, but here he is.
I'm actually made of the Poobah Shaboo.
Oh.
It's a miracle.
Well, let's tone it down a bit.
Carl, it's a miracle. You're a miracle,
Sure.
and I love you.
Sure. Oh, thank you. It is a miracle, yes. If he says it's a miracle, I agree with him. I got his back 100%. It's a miracle. I'm a miracle. Miraculous.
You're very agreeable.
Well, yeah. When you're with this guy, you got to be agreeable.
Ha! You're the weirdest little thing I've ever seen.
Carl, I never knew
Nice
that
on.
you were connected to these symbols that I'm seeing. What can you tell us about it?
I know that I'm made of the Poobah Shaboo. That's pretty much it.
Incredible. The Poobah Shaboo has never created anything. It is a
Hasn't it?
A death force.
Hasn't it?
Hasn't it?
What about opportunity?
I suppose that my business endeavors may have redirected the Poobah Shaboo's energy in a fresh new way.
You're rebranding the Pooh Bash is what you're saying.
Carl, what else can you tell us? Why am I seeing these symbols?
What symbols are you seeing?
Symbols all over everything, especially whenever I see like a religious person or a robe or a statue or a tablet, figures of the symbols of the high priestess.
Also that monk that one time.
Like, that's the weirdest thing I ever heard.
But you were made of them, Carl. They just
it
sucked into the void and created you.
I know that. That doesn't mean I know why I was made.
Well, I guess we'll continue to play it by ear, my friend.
All I can say is the Poobah Shaboo is a mighty and powerful deity that once existed. That's pretty much that's what's been programmed into my mind.
But we believe that mighty deity died, and that the Poobah Shaboo was a virus left behind.
Yeah.
Are you telling me that the Poobah Shaboo is sentient?
I don't know. It's powerful. I mean, powerful things can be sentient.
Carl, where do you go when I send you away?
Actually, as a player, that's your choice of where it comes from.
Well, it sort of comes out of the same mystical font that holds all the other followers of the Poobah Shaboo.
All right, so that would be kind of like an ethereal afterlife type of thing.
Yeah, but it's more of like I think it's more of like a holding cell.
Yeah,
like we don't believe that anybody is experiencing anything.
So kind of
like
a gray misty prison type of or
yeah,
like holding cell. Yeah, like essentially, it would be kind of like just a very pale gray light and like lots of mist and smoke around where you're not conscious of people or beings around you, but you're just kind of there.
Yeah, well, this explains why you were talking to yourself in your room the last couple of days. So I'm glad it wasn't just to yourself. I was getting a little worried.
Well, I was hoping to keep this a secret, keep it a surprise. I must confess at this point, though we are very lucrative, I am not running the business per se. The ghosts seem to be doing the sex work. Carl has been managing the money. I'm mostly just taking baths a lot.
He just needed to be organized. That's all he really needed.
Carl's a wonderful business manager, and he made himself a little suit.
I'm like, who's cleaning up after them?
You see Carl kind of raise his hand like that. That's also me. Once he orders me to do it, I gotta do it.
Carl, I'm so sorry.
Your apology is well accepted. I've seen some terrible, terrible things.
I'm sorry.
All right. Well, thank you. Nice to meet you, Carl. Officially, we should probably get into this interrogation room, although.
Mm-hmm.
Since I'm confessing things, Carl has technically always been here. I'm just making him visible and invisible, like this.
And Carl disappears
in a little puff of smoke. He's still here, though.
I'm still here.
He's fun.
I am a lot of fun.
You would have come in handy a lot sooner if we had known about this.
Well, now we do know about
Now,
it.
yeah, now we're gonna boss him around all the time.
Let's just point out he reappears, and he's like, "This guy bosses me around." He points up to Yosef.
But I'm his boss.
We are all of us following the will of the Pooh-Bosh. It's cool.
That's a sideways
feel I
answer.
am.
Anyway, our home is under attack. Carl is fine. Mysterious writing is appearing all everywhere. Carl just said, so I'm not crazy, but I am still angry. So let's go in there.
That's not a good combination.
We won't tell anyone about Carl. We won't tell anybody that I'm not really running our prostitution business until such a time as it becomes advantageous for me to do so. And we'll find out who killed this gnome, all right?
In that order, specifically?
Just in any order the Pooh-Bosh wills.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, let's get this done with because we got a lot to do today.
Come along, Carl.
Like, all right, I'm on your shoulder. As you walk into the Temple of Tor, you feel Carl kind of like he was sitting on your shoulder. You feel kind of like almost like he hits like a force wall, into like a clear glass one, like a boonk. It's like, boss, I can't, I'm something's blocking me from physically entering the temple.
Guys, someone's blocking Carl.
You guys can walk in and cross the threshold just fine. Carl's having some serious issues.
They're trying to take away our magics.
It also just might be some kind of connection to the life and death force. They do a lot of, necrotic related activities here. It could be something around that.
Did you say we're in a temple, though?
Yeah, you're in a temple.
So
of
is
Tor.
it a different?
It also
like,
could be
temple?
a forbidden kind of spell. All the temples have all kinds of magics around them. I think he'll be okay. Carl, hang tight.
So I can hang tight. I just it feels like there's some physically blocking. I can't see it. It's kind of weird. It's like I have my hand on a window pane.
Hang tight, Carl. You are not to be harmed. Remember, you are a member of the Trollskull Trio now.
Oh shoot! I got a rebrand. God damn it, Carl.
Well, I mean, we also had Hadar.
We're really more of a quintet.
Let's just keep it the trio. It's got like a certain ring to it. It's like the Trollskull Trio and friends.
So
So
that's how you're gonna treat Carl then, just a friend.
And friends.
I didn't even think about Alvin. He must have been so crushed as he wasn't in the trio.
I mean, but that mostly revolves around our adventuring. I mean, he's in the and friends.
Yeah.
Sharon, Lois, and Bram and friends. I was thinking.
They are a very good barding group, though. I do like them quite a bit. That is a funny name, though, Sharon, Lois, and Bram and friends. It's a weird name, I think. It's no Head Smashers. That's a real powerful name.
That was actually a really bad name because that was Tarek and the Head Smashers. Who are the rest of the Head Smashers? We're never gonna know.
Yeah, and also most of them used piercing weapons. That's actually not entirely true.
It's like I can chill out here though, boss.
Stay here, Carl.
All right. As you walk in, you've got high arched roofs of it. It's mostly a stone and concrete temple. And you can already see Sereth and Barnabas are sitting there waiting for you. It looks like they've got almost like manila folders of notes and testimonies and stuff like that. And they say, "Oh, great! You're here to attend the ceremony. It's good to have you around to be a witness to this, because maybe your ears and mine will discern something that we may not be able to see."
Well, you said he was maybe coming to see us, so maybe he'll be able to tell us about why.
He was heading towards Trollskull Manor. He may not have. We don't. Maybe he was meeting somebody. Maybe he was meeting one of you. We don't know.
Yeah. Well, we're excited, and I'm gonna frankly be a little nervous to find out.
Apprehensive, yeah.
Well, that actually raises a good question. Was there anyone in Trollskull Manor when the fireball went off? Because it seems if he was trying to meet someone there would have been someone there waiting for him.
Yeah, we have like a guy hanging around a bit. We saved him from
drunkenness,
murder,
and
now he's around. He was pretty good in the fight, though, so it could be that guy. We don't know a lot about him, frankly.
So a guy you don't know who's good in a fight, possibly being met by a gnome who was exploded by a fireball.
Well, we don't know that yet. We're gonna find out.
Yeah, and he really saved our skin in a fight where we were awesome.
You see him lift up his sunglasses. It sounds to me like your gnome may have been a little, lowers his sunglasses, short-sighted.
Get out.
Hey, I'm a gnome also, so back off.
They bring you back to a small stone chamber, and you can see there's white drapes laying over all the bodies, and you see one of the clerics lifts open or uncovers this gnome corpse. It looks like it's been charred to a crisp. It's still almost like a well done steak type of deal. Teeth are kind of just bleached white. Hairs kind of sprays out in every direction. You still got that post cooked smell kind of wafting off of it. As you see him, I was like, well, we're going to be able to ask 5 questions. Does anyone have any starters?
Oh, Jesus.
We did not come prepared.
Who killed you?
Yeah, that's a good one. Well, first of all, who are you is a good one.
Why do you want to come to the manor?
Is there a second part? Can we be like, who are you, and can you give us a short autobiography?
The cleric says, well, first of all, they don't have to answer truthfully. If they don't know, they won't know. And they got to be individual questions. If you sneak 2 questions in together, they're going to answer 2 questions.
Gosh darn it. All right.
So, who killed you? What were you doing at the manor? Do you know what's his face?
Well, what's his face?
You know, that drunk guy we saved. Hadar. He's a member of our trio.
Well, let's maybe see if he asks into that. I'm thinking also an important question would be what was taken from his body? What was he carrying on him?
That's a good one, Waywalker.
So maybe, identity. Where were you going?
Or who were you going to meet, rather?
Yeah.
Because that's 2 in 1, maybe?
Yeah, who'll meet? What? Would they know what happened to the corpse after they died?
No, I think unless they're a ghost or a spirit hanging around, but we didn't have any signs or notifications of that. And it's essentially the what they knew up until the moment of death. We're not summoning the soul, we're just summoning the memories from the body.
All right, so identity, where were you going? Who were you meeting? What were you carrying on you? And then maybe
what about his would anybody want to do you harm that you know of?
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe harm. Let's keep the 5th one maybe open to see what gets dug up. But yeah, harm's a good harm or enemies. Or possibly who are you with, like a guild membership or a crime syndicate, something like that.
So you have your questions prepared?
Yeah.
Waywalker, you ask the questions.
Yeah, well, it's technically the spell's supposed to be the cleric ask, but we'll just play it as Waywalk translating it to the speaker. So you see this cleric of Torm come up, and light energy begins to. He holds up his two palms across from each other and begins to. You see that these little pulses of light go in between each finger and each palm as this kind of dark rectory kind of just has a soft, warming glow and illuminate. Yosef, you see all the scribbles on this cleric actually light up pure gold. It's almost like when you summoned Carl, and he places his palms in between places his palms on the other side of the skull of this burnt to a crisp gnome. As you kind of hear this whooshing of air as this air gets drawn into his lungs. And you hear like, you see the cleric. So you can ask the questions now.
Friend, who are you?
You hear kind of like this escaping air. The mouth doesn't move. It's just literally the air coming through the what's left of the vocal cords.
Creepy.
And he says,
Dalakar?
Yeah, I'll give you the spelling. It's Dalakkhar.
Where were you going when you died?
Trollskull Manor.
He was coming to us.
Who were you headed to meet?
Trollskull Trio.
Us specifically.
And not Hadar.
Why were you coming to see them?
Stone of Golor.
Galar?
Yeah.
You've actually heard that before.
I was just double checking because I thought for a second you said Gollum, and I was like, oh, mashup.
Crossover.
Yeah, we're just playing Lord of the Ring now. Sorry, guys. Throw out your notes.
I wouldn't be upset.
It turns out John has just been describing the plot of all 3 Lords of the Rings movies.
You're
in like an alternate dimension.
Yeah.
It's all been a metaphor, everybody.
The Stone of Galar was a great wealth that Nevermember's dad collected when he was the open ward of Waterdeep. As our final question... Wait.
No, we've only asked 3 questions.
What's his name? Where was he headed? Who was he meeting? Why was he meeting us?
Oh, rats.
That was the Stone of Galar. So
we gotta go. Who killed him?
What if he doesn't know though?
Yeah.
So what if we word it like
might have killed you? Or there's also like, what did you see? Which is...
Or who might have wanted you dead.
What guilds or clubs are you in?
You see him, the last little breath come out of his lungs and say, Lord's Alliance.
Oh, well... That's good to know, because, we want to know who he was with. I was hoping that might reveal his enemies to us. You can't bring him back for 5 more, could you?
It's like, we can do it again tomorrow, maybe, but...
All right. Well, it's good to know. Can you keep his corpse on hand?
Well, I mean, we also have to return him to his family members or whoever would be relevant. I mean, it depends on who takes ownership of his body afterwards. I mean... This is pretty much for identification, and we got that. Anything else would be, you'd require permission of his friends or family.
Yeah. Well, we might know who some of his friends or family are. I'm gonna blow a call in to Raynam Nevermember. He might know our buddy Dalakar here. Oh, geez. Well, thank you so much, Clerics. That was great.
No problem. You see Barnabas lift up his sunglasses and say, "This is a lot of information we've gathered here today. A lot that could," puts his glasses down, "leave us breathless."
Because he's a dead ghost, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Funny.
So have you guys been hearing anything about the Stone of Galore? This is the second time it's come up in like a month for us.
You see Sereth and Barnabas look at each other like, we don't know anything about a Stone of Galore.
Yeah, we heard about it.
What is the Stone of Galore?
Well, from my somewhat hazy recollections, I think it was something that the Zentarim were looking for. It seems to be some kind of key, or possibly itself is a representation of it. It's some kind of great wealth, a key to a vast fortune that Radon Nevermember's father collected while he was the open water Waterdeep.
You see Barnabas and Sereth almost like on opposite, their eyebrows both rise in unison with each other. Like, oh, Stone of Great Wealth. Well, that's certainly a reason to be murdered, I believe.
Yeah, money,
money kills. Oh, I didn't put my sunglasses down for that one. Damn it.
You know what? We'll pretend like you did.
Yes. It was riveting.
Where did you get your glasses, by the way?
Oh, I had them custom made by a gnome down in the trade ward.
Noted. Gnome. The trade.
How much that run you, by the way?
This set, because I got the octagon, the 8 sides, is about 12 gold.
All right, good to know.
It's more of a fashion
Do we
statement.
have a name for this gentleman? I just really fancy a pair of sunglasses.
Yeah, it's Spriggs Tinkertorium. Sprigs, like almost like a sprig of
Tinkertorium. I'm not even lying. Like, I have a note on here that's just like sunglasses.
Must get.
I feel like when you get these sunglasses, you're gonna quit the group.
Yeah. I'm out, guys.
Finally.
I've got everything I've ever wanted. I have a room. I'm not homeless, and I can go in the daylight. Sort of.
Well, I mean, this was a lot of very good information, but also shit. Like, what do we do now?
Well, why don't we go to that place, the Handsy place?
The Handsy place.
And, we can see if anybody there knows anything about who might have, taken, hired, borrowed, stolen a puppet thing for murder. A murder puppet.
The murder puppets? I mean, I think that's, but why not? All right, well, Cromley, Blastwind, thanks so much for your time. Please keep some detailed notes from the other
We will, and
interrogations.
please forward all copies of your notes to us as well that you discover along the way.
Yeah. We'll keep each other informed. Yeah. Thanks. Perfect.
Yeah. And as you begin to walk out of the temple, and it's kind of dark with not much illumination, but to you, Yosef, it's actually quite bright. It's almost like a strobe light going off of all these symbols, just kind of like swirling and glowing and pulsing off. Just as you're about to go, you see Sereth there. Just one more thing. Watch out for those Never Embers. Their family is not as cohesive as it seems.
Oh yeah? Yeah. What have you heard?
I heard that the son and the kid, or the son and the dad, they don't talk so much anymore. They're not friendly with each other.
That makes sense, actually, considering the kind of company that Reyna keeps. Well, thanks very much for that. That's good to know. Let me inform us how I might play this with Reyna.
Very well, and good luck on the investigation. This may take us a while to figure out.
Yeah. For sure.
Okay. As a complete just sidebar here, where do we have to take that handkerchief? Is it on the way?
That's to the dock ward way down here. And also follow-up question: where did the note for the Boudoirs Guild? Where did that say to meet?
Oh, that the note for the Boudoirs ward is in the trade ward, which I think is in between the north ward where you are and the dock ward.
The trade ward, you say?
Yes.
Let's go. Whoops. I knocked this all over the place. I really want those sunglasses.
It's not gonna change the. You're just gonna look more fashionable. You're still gonna have the.
That's malarkey. They block out the UV rays.
Hits your skin as well.
Yeah, but at least my eyeballs can see. Wouldn't that work? Come on.
We'll talk about it. We'll figure something out.
All right, team. All right, so we got some options. Number one, we can investigate this temple of the inspired hands lead, which is a thing. I'm not so. I mean, maybe it's a construct. I just think it's a man in a mask, but we could definitely investigate that lead. Of course, we definitely do need to talk to our buddies down there at the Boudoirs Guild. We don't want more fire at Trollskull Manor. We're just getting repaired right now.
I don't believe it was them.
No, I also don't think it was them, but I still want them to further burn down the house.
All right. But I think I want to investigate the puppet, the murderous puppet.
All right, number one. All right. Yes, okay, we'll do the temple. Then maybe we'll try to swing our way down to the trade ward. And then, if there's time, we'll go to the docks, do our little exchange with the
handkerchief
handkerchief gang.
It's just like somebody sitting on a barrel or something, isn't it?
It's a blue tiefling sitting on a crate.
Yeah.
See, I was close. Barrel, crate. Something wooden.
Yeah, I forget they're just there on a crate, wooden crate. I forget the name of that guild, though.
Your notes.
Now it's so extensive.
They only get longer.
We've mostly just been like, ooh.
I know. I feel like I need to bring a notebook. I feel like I need to step up my game.
It's a rule. Players up there getting a lined notebook that you can just keep all.
Although
of your
I truly
pages.
feel
It's
like
the best plan
my
ever.
page is slowly turning into pigeon doodles. Just kind of feel like that would be my entire notebook. It'd just be like pigeons. This horse has teeth. I don't know why. It started as a T-Rex. Now he's a horse. Of course.
I've mostly been drawing pictures of myself.
The brag and dirt.
Naturally.
There's the note for that.
That's
one.
like in character.
I'm gonna
Right?
highlight this.
It's
one.
kind of like a Gap model.
Yeah.
Like just sort of like a CK1 back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So, what's the next step for the Trollskull Quintet?
No. We're the trio
We're
and
officially
friends.
the trio.
Trio and friends.
We can't rebrand.
Also, Carl,
Yeah, I'm here. But again, I feel I'm a part of the group now.
Look, we've already branded. It's just the trio.
We can't rebrand. I mean, Carl's here now. Carl has organized. He is producing profits for the sex work.
You are playing an important service. You are beloved of the Poopash, who
Thank you.
possibly has a plan for us all, it turns out, which is maybe not just the end of the world. And so that's very exciting. So I really need you to focus on that. For now, we are the trio, but I would say take whatever Amalika says with a grain of salt, because she is very unpopular and is possibly sort of dragging our Q ratings down. So, wait in the wings and we'll see what happens.
You see Carl kind of appear ahead of you appear in front of you, Malka, with his little hand. He's like, do you have any salt I could use?
Wow.
Carl.
He said with a grain of salt.
Carl, I'm still your master.
Yes, sir. You see him kind of float back to and sit on the shoulder of Yosef and turn invisible again.
Ghosts, they do what you say.
All right. Okay. So
that's also going to be the title of this episode. Ghosts, they do what you say.
Number one. All right. House of Inspired Hands. Number two, maybe the Yawning Portal for a quick drink and also to maybe see Rayna. Then 3, the Dock Ward. Oh, shoot. And also, oh my gosh. And then we got to get back for the meeting. This day is packed. All right, let's hurry to the house.
I want to visit the Boudoir Guild. I think we need to clear them off our plate.
Yeah, for sure. But first, let's do this. Let's see if we can learn anything from the House of Inspired Hands.
House of Inspired Hands. So this is a temple that's devoted to machinery invention and whatnot for a god named Gond. So you see the House of Inspired Hands looks like a cross between a temple and a workshop. The symbol of Gond, a toothed cog with 4 spokes, is displayed prominently. You see the silhouette of a humanoid shape perching on the top on the rooftop. It extends an arm out and releases a tiny little metal sparrow that flies into the sky. The bird does a few loops, a few turns in the air, and then veers right down towards you. As you hear this high pitched like, so it sounds like almost like a noisemaker is happening.
Hello. No need to attack.
That is a natural 20, and you see this metal bird hit Waywalk right in the chest and explodes in machinery and cogs and wheels and springs, and you take 2 points of physical damage by Waywalk.
Ow! Why, bird?
And again, for you, Yosef, on all the cog symbols and any holy people walking in and out of the temple, you see the same scribbles and signs on them as well.
What happened? We just got attacked?
Everyone give me a perception check.
Yeah. Ow. What? Why?
18.
18?
18 perception. 21.
21?
I also got 18.
Nice. So everyone looks up and you see what appears to be a bronze golden looking metalish man with a kind of like metallic face kind of dart around with kind of like this red cloak and goes into a door on the very top of the church. It's like maybe about like 60, 70 feet up in the air.
Ow!
It's the metal man from earlier.
It might be. Let's chase him. Also, what the heck?
As you walk inside the temple or pace inside the temple, Carl again feels that boom, that invisible wall of almost like a plexiglass window.
Carl, we've no time for this. Stay here.
It's like, okay, Carl feels useless right now. I should have just stayed back and done bookkeeping.
You're a beautiful soul, Carl. We love you.
Thank you. I love you too. As you walk in, the Temple of Gond is filled with people, and it's sounds of machinery and hammers tinkering, and kind of like you random like springs as seems like metallic work is happening. And as you walk by, you can see 24 marble pedestals with like inventions on them, like kind of like miniaturized versions of something. You see a 4-foot tall working model of a clock tower, rings at the top, and you see it rings every hour. It is made of wood, iron, bronze, and glass with brass bells and delicate hands formed from solid gold. You see a wooden flying machine that has wings and it flaps when it becomes airborne, just kind of flutters in place. You see a small tower with a maze around it, and you see the maze actually shift. Like it looks like there's little grass hedges, and the mazes shift around as the tower spins and rotates. You see a miniature model of a mechanical dragon turtle. It has a big brass plate affixed to the pistol that reads, "Big Belchy, sank in Deepwater Harbor on the Day of Wonders, 1363. You see a functional waking helmet equipped with small articulated metal arms, and you see it's on a wooden bust of a head, and you see the head just kind of like nod down in a fake falling asleep, and these two hands come down and slap, 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 and the head perks back up and the arms retract back into the helmet. And you see a model of a small little red submarine shaped like a manta ray with a brass plate affixed to it that reads, "The Scarlet Marpanoff, Lantanese Submersible."
What is this junk? Who's here?
You see a dragonborn priest. She's bronze color. She comes walking up with her robes of Gond. She's, "Welcome to the House of Inspired Hands. These are the inventions we create and what followers of Gond have created in the past. What brings you here?"
One of your inventions attacked my friends and may have perpetrated an attack on Trollskull Manor. We are the Trollskull Trio, and we are here to investigate.
You see her taken aback, in total state of shock, like hand on chest, like eyes wide, kind of like her frills at the back of her, kind of like almost Dilophosaurus. That's kind of like frill out a little bit. Like, what? That's, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Could you describe what happened?
Well, first of all, a bird. So, second of all, a bird just hit me in the chest for not insubstantial damage.
2 damage he took.
She looks down and sees the small little puncture wound on. She's like, "Oh my, I'm so sorry." You see kind of like this light glow from her hand, and you've healed up for 2 points.
Oh, well, thank you, ma'am.
I'm so sorry.
But there was a man on your roof who seemed to be there. Do you know who that guy is? A creature of some kind.
Immediately, she goes from the shocked expression to kind of like that a more angry demeanor. It's like, yes, I know who that is. That is Nim. Follow me. He's misbehaving once more. As you see, she begins to walk up this series of wooden steps that kind of like crisscross back on top of each other, going up the top of the spire of the church. And you get to a stone door, and you see Valletta sigh. She kind of bangs on the door and like, Nim, open up, Nim. We know what you did. She bangs on the door, like boom, 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 boom. Nim. It's like you did see him up there. You're not pulling my tail at all. Like this is.
He had a red cloak.
Yeah,
yes.
red cloak. Yeah, I'm not gonna mince words here. A person somewhat matching his description let off a fireball this morning in Trollskull Alley.
So that's was anyone hurt? That's terrible.
Several people are killed, madam.
Oh my! You see her kind of like jangle the door lock. Nim, open up. This is not funny anymore. Open up the door, Nim.
Do you mind? I have some skill in this it locked it.
You see her step back and say, please.
I'll try to unlock the door with my thieves' tools.
Do it up.
Oh no! It's merely an 11.
You put your lock your picks in the lock, and you all of a sudden realize you are in a house of mechanical invention, and you immediately see almost like these tiny little pronged fingers come down and intercept your lock, and then bink, poke it back out the front.
Ah, wow. That's amazing. How much do these cost?
Oh, quite a bit. They're almost priceless. The miniature lock protectors are one of our greatest. It's actually one of Nim's specialties.
So, who is Nim exactly? While we lurk out here.
As soon as we can open the door, I can show you. We must take responsibility for. Although, no, it can't be Nim. Nim couldn't have set off that. He's not capable of leaving the premises.
Why not?
He's magically bound to the area. He can't leave the grounds at all. It's like he walks into a wall.
So kind of like Carl, but with
reverse Carl.
Mm-hmm.
Who's Carl?
Never mind.
Yeah, it's not important at the moment. A friend.
If not Nim, who else could this possibly be?
Well, was there any way that the magic could be tampered with?
No, that would be tampering with the magic of the temple itself. It's pretty solid. It would be dramatic if someone altered the protections on this.
But not impossible.
It would be very obvious. We would be not in the state. We'd be in a state of alarm.
Is it normal for him to, ignore your call? And
he can be temperamental sometime, and he does send flying objects off the top of the roof every now and then. You see her pound on the door. Nim, open up, Nim. You can try one more check before you start having disadvantage on.
Sure.
Opening the lock.
Yeah, I think I see how this mechanism works. Let me just try one more time. I rolled a 1, so it's a total of doesn't matter 7.
Yeah.
You see the tiny little prong fingers don't even move and just immediately clamp down.
Ow! Broke my nail. All right. Well, you know what? I'm gonna take your word. Actually, I'll roll a quick insight to see if this person seems to be telling the truth, which is an 11.
She appears to be very honest with you. She appears to be more annoyed than anything.
Yeah.
And
at Nim, though.
At Nim, and slightly concerned that he's somehow being wrapped into like this fireball attack.
All right. Based on what you're saying here, it doesn't sound like Nim could be involved. He's probably just pulling a mean prank on me. I get that. Pranks happen. But I do have to ask, an eyewitness on the scene described the perpetrator as having a gold face with a big mustache, wearing a cloak much like Nim's.
She's here, like, pound on the door again. Nim, this is serious. Please open up. We need your help to try and figure this problem out.
Nim has a gold mustache?
Yeah, if he attaches it that day, but I don't...
Oh, yeah, mechanical face. Oh, geez, they could really get a lot of disguises going.
I don't see how he could leave the premises, though. You see him you see her pound on the door again, try and jostle the lock.
Look, Nim, we just want to talk. No shenanigans. We just want to hear your side of the story.
Nim, open this door or we'll open it for you.
Nicer than that, though.
I'll say between Waywocket or Yosef, give me a persuasion check.
I've got a 4.
I have a +7 in persuasion.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Give it a shot. Although I've rolled a 10 and a 1 lately.
Beautiful.
It's 26.
You hear clicking behind the door as you hear kind of like a creak as this big wooden door opens up, and you see what appears to be about 5 feet tall, roughly. Male-looking face with a little elongated nose, some cogs for eyes that kind of tick and spin to an unknown clockwork sound, and it's just this bronze man standing there with kind of gears for joints and double rotted forearms and hands, and looks almost like a very mechanical, wearing a red cloak, trying to cover its body. As you look inside, you see there is a ton of just projects on workbenches. You can see like mechanical birds you can see like the inside gears and springs, and you'd expect like a chirp, but they're actually much more of like a whir and a buzz, belting out songs. You can see giant grasshoppers that have glass wings, and they kind of just fly and hover, and you can again see these little springs pop up and like kind of hop up among them as you see him kind of Nim lower his head and kind of open his arms and welcomes everyone inside the workstation.
What do you know about the attack on Trollskull Manor?
She says, well, Nim actually can't talk. He doesn't have vocal cords.
How do you communicate with him?
We write things down, and she points over to like this giant, very similar to Trollskull Manor, like this giant chalkboard, but you see like equations, designs, schematics, boxes and tubes and various other things. It's like, Nim, please tell me what happened. And you see him walk over to the chalkboard, and he actually spins it around, and you can see what appears to be the designs for another clockwork person.
Did you make this?
And you hear kind of like this clink, like crink, 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 as he nods up and down.
So, is it magically bound to this temple?
And you see him shake his head, like, and Valletta is incensed at this. Like, Nim, you know the rules. That is not allowed.
So, what was he created for?
You see Nim go over to the chalkboard, and just underneath the schematic design for the other clockwork, and just writes the word friend.
Oh, well, now I'm sad.
Did your friend go away?
You see him kind of like go shrug his shoulder.
Have you seen him in the last week?
Or when was the last time you saw him?
Yeah, I'm trying to get for the yes and no questions
cool,
here.
Cool. He can write.
You see Valletta immediately call down and say, and request help. Like, Nim has violated one of our most important rules and broken one of our most sanctimonious. This is we must clear out his workshop right now. This is.
Can we just maybe finish talking to him so he doesn't?
You may.
Feel distressed before?
But this is he can work at incredible speeds. Like he can literally make something in conversation with you.
Oh.
This is for our safety, and if he's responsible or involved in this fireball, then this is an urgent matter.
Hold on just one moment. Nim, I've also recently created a being, and I know the thrill you experience realizing that you're no longer alone in the cosmos. However, was anyone else involved in the creation of your friend?
And he shakes his head.
Has anybody strange or new besides us come to the temple to speak with you?
And he shakes his head again.
What's your friend's name?
You see him kind of just shrug his shoulders like,
He has no name. All right, good to know. But yeah, have you seen him in the last week?
and you see him shake his head like,
You see him this morning?
And he, or sorry, nodded his head yes for the
last week.
Yeah, and seen him this morning.
Did you see him yesterday?
And he shakes his head again. No.
The day before?
He keeps shaking his head.
The day before that.
It's almost like the Tin Man with like asking for oil at this point.
All right. You need any oil?
Yeah.
Is it unusual for him to be gone that long?
And you see him shake it, nod his head yes up and down. As again you see clerics and various followers come into Nim's room and just have these big wooden boxes and begin pushing stuff into the boxes and just no organization, no cataloging, just whatever's mechanical, it's going in. The tools are one of the first things that get put into the crates.
Do you have a way of finding him?
Valletta says, actually, we have a way of finding things. When we do worry about, we have to do when we do the parade of the Day of Wonders where we show all our mechanical genius, we like to make sure that all our nimble rights come back. These are nimble rights, by the way. They're mechanical creatures.
Oh, I didn't know that word before.
She says, we do have a little finder that can help us track it down if one goes errant or wayward or stolen, as most often happens.
And even though this one was unauthorized, it would still work?
It detects nimble rights if that's what Nim built.
Okay.
Is that what you built, Nim?
Nim shakes his head or nods his head up and down. Wee.
Okay.
And you actually see Valletta's like, actually, we have all the practitioners of Gond have one. She pulls out, and it's this almost cigar length wooden handle with brass tubes that reach up and kind of spin around, and a small little umbrella rests on top of it, and kind of like a handle pump on the side of the wooden handle. She says, you just squeeze the handle, and you see immediately the umbrella begins to spin around and pop up and down at an extremely rapid pace. She says, if you're within 30 feet of a Nimblewright, it spins really fast. The further away you are, the slower it spins. It's got a range of about 5,000 feet.
How do we know we're tracking the right Nimblewright?
She says, well, that's the problem. There shouldn't be too many Nimblewrights in Waterdeep. They'd all be concentrated here.
Okay. So we can take this and use it to try and find this rogue.
Yes, and please bring it back to us. We would definitely give you some of our mechanical inventions as a reward.
Is there anything that we should know about them in order to stop him and be able to bring him back relatively
strengths,
peacefully?
Weaknesses.
So it honestly, it depends how Nim built him and if they're smart enough to modify themselves in any way.
Well, Nim,
Wow.
do you think you can maybe help us out with that? We want to bring back your friend.
Or kill him.
We want to bring back your friend in one piece and peacefully. So, I mean, how do we do that?
Give me a persuasion check. Unfortunately, made of disadvantage because of Yosef's or kill him comments.
You're banned.
Oh, that's pretty good though.
Okay,
Not bad.
So a 20 and you ruined my only good rule. What am I doing again?
Persuasion.
13 plus persuasion.
Oh, plus 5.
Oh,
So,
18.
oh, yeah.
yeah.
You see Nim kind of nod his head, knowing like he's got caught. He done effed up. And you see him begin to almost like write down a perfect stat block of what a Nimblewright does. I'll let you guys look at the book after the session.
Okay.
Perfect.
But essentially, you got to know they not many hit points, but resistant to a lot of things.
Okay. Is there a way to placate it though, like without having to fight it?
You see Nim kind of like roll his head around a bit, kind of like thinking about it, like kind of shrugs his shoulders.
And you think because maybe he disappeared, he's going to be hostile? I mean, he did just blow up a bunch of people.
Yeah, I'm worried that maybe your friend is falling in with a bad crowd. Can their minds be corrupted in any way? What is how does that work? What are they?
You see Valletta say, well, you mean like a charm or a control control effect.
Yeah, something like that.
It depends how smart the Nim made it.
Nim, how smart's your friend here?
You see him kind of like nod his head and go like kind of like giving you like one mechanical eyebrow, just kind of like sprockets up and sprockets back down, and kind of gives you like a thumbs up, but like pretty smart.
Could someone reprogram him?
Oh, you see him nod his head, yes, up and down again.
It might also be a reprogramming situation here.
Like steampunk Skynet.
Yeah, you got like a factory reset setting I can upload.
Valletta says there's no real factory reset. It's you once the personality's gone, then it's gone.
Yeah, I mean like they're you ensoul them somehow here. Is that what's going on?
Well, we create them.
All right, that's you know what? Actually, it's way above my pay grade. I don't know.
She says actually, Nim is actually from a wizard in Lantanese wizard, and the Lantanese island is essentially it's like almost like a tropical island, closer to Chult than it is to the Sword Coast. It's like yes, this is actually a creation of some. We actually didn't make Nim here. He was a gift to us from somebody else. He was a wonderment of creation.
That's very special for you, Nim.
This is one of the reasons why we have him limited to the temple grounds, because we don't know what he's fully capable of. But he's a wonder at creating things.
Right. Okay. Well, Nim, number one, I do forgive you for stabbing me with a bird just minutes ago.
You see him kind of nod and kind of like just like the sheep is like rubs one foot behind the other one, kind of like yeah, my bad.
But you've been very helpful, and we'll do our best to bring your friend back.
You see him nod. He actually walks over and kind of like hugs you.
Pointy, but very comforting.
Yeah, you actually feel like the tension in springs and like the sprockets like rotating inside his body. It's almost like just a little vibration gives you kind of like a soothing little vibe.
Have you ever thought about making a personal massager?
He just shakes his head and like shrugs his shoulder.
Not sentient. Make a lot of money.
Valletta says, well, our deepest apologies for any trouble that Nim has caused. Please take the nimble right detector, and if you can find this errant nimble right, we need to bring it back and possibly destroy. We don't know what it's capable of, and if it's involved with an attack that is against our order and against our ways.
The City Watch is probably gonna want to speak with you guys some more. We've been helping them.
We will be in contact with them tomorrow. Thank you for bringing this to our attention.
My friends, if someone is attempting to frame this robot for this crime, then that widens the list of possible suspects to anyone.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think overall we have three main groups to suspect here. Number one, the Zentarim. Number two, the Xanathar's Guild. Number three, the knife.
And as you say this, as you're walking up the street, immediately you see it appears to be like a group of 5 or 6 people in black leather. They've clearly got black snake tattoos on their forearms. And out of the shadows from an alley comes a flurry of knives and just thok, 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 as you see like these 5 or 6 people drop to the ground, almost like porcupines surrounded by knives.
Hi.
And Malika, give me a perception or a history check.
Wait, we're in the street now?
Yeah, as you walk out the church, is the very first thing you see.
Do not have time for this shit. Oh, okay, not the worst. What am I doing?
Perception or history, your choice.
Oh, definitely perception, because I suck at history. So, 14.
You see that all the daggers have this red leather binding around the handle with like kind of like a mini black sash, and these are knives from the knife.
I do not want this.
You hear down the street, you see someone just scream in pain as you see this man set a flame from the chest up. His head is bald, but he's got like a big circular tattoo with 10 smaller circles around it, just running through the streets on fire before he just falls down boom, in a puddle and sizzles off.
Today has been a day?
What the heck is going on here?
I feel this is a good opportunity to work some anger out, and I think we should attack.
We have a lot to do. Like, Waywalk it as a schedule. We have things.
I'm also worried about what's currently happening. Is that so? Like, there's just a riot happening.
It's not a riot. It's just like
a skirmish.
They don't look like they're connected, but it just looks like violence on the streets has increased.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. It doesn't look, and you can see people like running away and you can see hear the whistles of city guard come running in as these two events have happened very close to each other.
Oh, geez. Well, this is really ramping it up after some quiet times.
We take our cue from you, Waywalker. What should we do?
I'm panicking. What do we do? I mean, oh, geez. Let's get a drink.
And we will call it there for the week.